Blam. Welcome on in. Hello. How are you all doing? Welcome to tonight's one-shot Library Hunters. So, this is something a bit different, something a bit new. We haven't done a one-shot for a while on the channel. So, basically, essentially, it is a self-contained adventure. This will be taking place as kind of an homage to an original idea we had, I think it was like nearly 2 years ago at this point. It was a while ago, where essentially the whole premise is what happens when your library books from a fantasy library remain unreturned. You send out the library hunters. And tonight, we're going to be going into what that will look like and how that will be executed. Honestly, I think it's just going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be very edgy and cool and such, and also really ridiculously silly, which also can be a great time. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is always wonderful to do one-shots as well. I'm BurrowsRed. I am the Dungeon Master yet again for tonight. You can't be sick of my face yet, because I will remain here for much longer. First up, we have, I can't pronounce anyone's names, Friendoboi. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you just want me to say it?
Yep, yeah, go for it.
Okay.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I have a half-baked idea of what the character voice is, and I haven't practiced it, so it'll be fine. It's all good. Hi, I'm Friendo. This evening, I will be playing Venlitha. You can call her Ven, or V for short. She is a Path of the Beast barbarian. She is strong as the mountain, and I would pay her to kill me. I don't do a lot on the internet, but yay! Hooray! Library stuff. I don't know. Is Mel still next? Mel is still next.
Am I? Oh, cool. I was just about to make the thingy real big so I could see. Hi. I'm not very centered. Which way do I have to move? That way. I am Listen, I am playing a mind flayer bard, College of Whispers, and my name is Squid. Technically, my name is the sound of water rushing through an underground cavern, but it's Squid. For those of you who can't speak this. Yeah, that's all, I think.
Is it my turn? Hi, I'm Nicole. I will be playing Isadora tonight. She is a half-elf monk assassin, sassy woman, doesn't know her own limits, will shortly learn them. That's pretty much her.
Hi, I'm PastelSparkles. And today I'm very scared because I'm playing Gwendolyn, the fallen Aasimar Hexblade warlock. So more casters for me. Yum 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 yum. She's very angry but put together. Anyway, next.
Hi, sorry, I thought I was muted, so sorry if you've got a bunch of background noise and me fucking around on my desk. But if not, hi, I am Jimmy or Kat. I am playing Adin'a Fae, who is a old character of mine that I used to play in a campaign. She's a drow Horizon Walker Ranger and Urban Bounty Hunter, and I like her a lot. She is gay. That's all.
And hello, I'm Alishiera. I am playing Asphyxia, the Breathless Beauty. She is a fiendish Act of Chains warlock serving an undead patron. She's also very gay. Maybe with Adin'a Fae. Who knows? I'll never tell.
Gay librarians, who could have... Well, they're not really librarians. I keep saying that's shorthand, but that's not really how it works.
Oh, I am a librarian.
Yeah, we have one librarian.
I have built my character to be a useless librarian. Have fun making sure she doesn't die.
Well, I can't make any promises in the slightest. Anyhow, so first up, if I could just... Apparently, as soon as I go live on stream, I suddenly speak louder, which makes things really difficult when I'm the one who needs to balance the volumes. Okay, there we go. All right, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Let's just hope for the best and continue as we shall do. But yes, that is the group for the Library Hunters one-shot today. This is a canon one-shot. So essentially anything that happens within this one-shot also occurs in the game as well. So there's that. Just to keep that in mind, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that we need to mention. We are still running... Oh, sorry.
As what time, like, is this in time with what's happening in the campaign, or is it in, like, a different time period? Like, so what will it be?
So this is approximately the 15th of November, which is about a month from where the campaign currently is at. So yeah. Just keep that in mind.
We blow up core walls in this one shot.
I know. Oh god.
If we do, it's set well in the future.
But yes. Well, it's not well in the future, it's a whole month in the future. That's not very far in the future. But yes, it's a good point to mention. This takes place in November. Campaign currently roughly about start, middle October. And they have real life calendar months. That's what I'm looking for. So,
what if we cause a disaster that will be like the catalyst for the book? Okay.
I hope it is.
Maybe.
We'll see. You can truly become the enemies that you've always wanted to be. So I've given this to the right amount of people I know when they're seriously considering it. So, Library Hunters today, intended to be a canon one-shot, taking place about 1 month away from where the campaign currently is at. I am also joined by birds, so congratulations. You'll hear bird noises every now and then. They are meant to be spooky. This will be done again in the future, but for this moment, this is the very first one. So, you know, you're not missing out on anything. But, with that... I think we're good with everything else. We have an announcement on Twitter. You can feel free and go share that if you feel like spreading the love of us around there or anything along those lines. Would really terribly appreciate it. But otherwise, I hope that you enjoy your time here with us today. Let me just get some thematic music going. I feel very nervous because I haven't DM'd for like 3 weeks now. Something like that. 3 weeks? Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know time. Don't know dates. Alright. So, we begin in the city of Corwald. A dwarven city to the southeast of the realms. ! world, if you want to see an app. Map, not an app. You don't need an app. In this dwarven city, there are a range of different proficiencies, skills, artisans, and the like. The city built itself into the mountains, and at the highest part of this city lies the Animus Hall, a library that is regaled for its extensive list of magical items, special books, important tomes, magical research, and just about anything that you think that you could get your hands on to do with the arcane. It is something that is open to the public. There is no payment required to enter. It is essentially a public library through and through, and it doesn't charge any of its patrons for things that are taken from there. And people can take many things. Items of varying descriptions, books, and the like. And as most libraries do, there is a time frame that you're expected to return those books or those items to the hall. But if that is broken, that's where you all come in. Sitting in a small room in the back parts of the Animus Hall, essentially the equivalent of a mess hall in the back, you know, behind the curtain. You're talking about like the staff mess hall right now. Each of you are kind of sprayed across the hall, knowing that you've all received a similar kind of summons, asking you to come in for a meeting with Tizel, the one who essentially heads the library hunters. There's coffee machines set up, there's, you know, it's food as can be expected. Small little, like, meals and things set aside, you know, to grab and eat as you do. Or you can always be out in the hallways, scouting around the staff entrances, waiting around for the next 15 minutes until your meeting occurs. Starting off with Fae and Asphyxia. Where do you both think you would be?
Probably tastefully near the back, but in a spot that's still attention-grabbing enough that it's just like not immediately obvious, but as soon as you catch attention of them, it's just like, damn, there they are. That's what I would guess anyway.
Yeah, not like giving people dirty looks or like glaring at anyone. Just get like very like appraising, business like. Not a friendly presence.
Definitely looking like we know that we are the superior people in the room.
Yeah, we've already decided. So
Yeah.
Before anyone else has even walked in, yeah?
yeah.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about your characters.
I'll leave you first.
Okay. So Asphyxia is a fairly tall, slim build. Almost could probably be confused as a tiefling, except she has 6 horns, 2 cresting on top of her head, and 4, sorry, 2 on each side, cresting on top of her head, and then 1 on each cheekbone. She has an albino raven on one of her shoulders, and very, very pale lilac-y grey skin with like a gradient of a deeper tone going up the hands, down the throat into her chest, and her eyes are a very deep blue with glittering silver sparks throughout them. Asymmetrical bob of midnight blue hair, and dressed in very, very almost black, deep purple robes, and a cape that goes down to almost translucent at the hem and is embroidered with very beautiful purple shade flowers, but if anyone were to pay attention specifically to them, would note that they are all highly toxic flowers. And she would be like standing just behind Faye, maybe an hand on the arm, maybe just leaning against a wall looking sexy behind Faye.
Yeah, Faye is pretty tall. She's 6 foot. She's a drow, yes. She has like dark gray skin with red tattoos on her face that we'll see will like go down into her shirt and also appear on her hands. She has a very stern face, like I said. What else? I haven't played her in so long. She has extremely long, like white hair that's like braided and like coiled all the way down her back. She mostly wears like blacks and grays. She has like red accents, and she wears on her shoulder, it kind of looks like a pauldron, but it's a mask that has, because I have always been obsessed with eye aesthetics, it has like a bunch of eyes and like a ring that glows red, and that's what she wears when she's like hunting someone, because she's a bounty hunter. And yes, her eyes are like yellow with red irises, because we were really edgy when we made these characters, and I make no apologies for it whatsoever.
No apologies
And-
needed.
Yes. And she is, she'll stand either slightly in front or like almost protectively in front of Asphyxia most of the time.
Of course. You're able to position yourselves in the places where you can get the best vantage and make the most impact within the mess hall there. Next up, Squid. Where would you find yourself?
Sorry, I just got a slightly concerning message from the family group chat. Nope, never mind. It wasn't concerning. My dad just phrases things real bad. I thought my brother-in-law was maybe injured.
Yeah, what the hell? I just read that too. Why do you say it like that?
Oh no. He's not injured. He's fine. I've entirely lost my train of thought. I had a whole little sequence. Wait. Squid is a like 6.5 foot tall mind flayer. She's all they're all I don't know. The way that mind flayers work is they kind of give their little mind flayer squid thing to a creature that they are taking over. And originally, she was a tabaxi, which I literally wrote in because this has cat ears. But it kind of distorts them, so it's kind of like Mike TV in fucking Willy Wonka. She's like stretched out and ridiculously tall and skeletal, and most of her form is tentacles. She's got the traditional illithid face, beard, mouth tentacles, and just tentacles all the way down her back, kind of like hair, but they're not. And she's like a greenish, pallid grey, gross mind flayer color with very large orange eyes. And she would be probably, if they've set out chairs for this meeting, she's probably sitting like right front and center because she looks kind of terrifying, but she is a librarian. And this mission that they're going in is literally the first time that she is leaving the library since she joined. So she's very excited. And she's gonna fuck it up.
All
She's
right.
absolutely certain.
Front and center, Fae and Asphyxia, you spot Squid, who I believe at this point that you would be like not personally familiar with, but have at least seen them around, that kind of thing, enough to know kind of their name and briefly what they're about.
Floating around the halls being kind of creepy.
Might be what they like. Next up, I'm gonna go with Gwendolyn next, because I have again forgotten how to say Frendo's character's name. I looked and I'm like, am I gonna try it? Nah.
Gwendolyn would be... She's lounging against a wall, like very cool, leaning up against a wall. She is about 5'7". She is an older lady. Like, I'm talking like 60, 70-year-old looking lady. Very fit and slender. And very intimidating to look at. She's very, very standoffish. She has long, straight white hair and pupilless amber eyes that glow. And yeah, she's looking around, but not really looking. Like, she's like, another thing taking up my time. But yeah.
Sorry. I wanted to say a grandmama joke, but I didn't have time to write that in chat. Perfect. You definitely can find a lounging position, nice like chaise lounge lying around in the staff halls, because, you know, people need to take naps sometimes in between shifts and that kind of thing. Next up is Adora. Where would you be?
Would this room have like a mezzanine level, like a lot of libraries have?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if so, I'm lounging kind of up on the mezzanine, sort of one leg dangling over the edge, watching over everybody else down below. probably twirling like one of my weapons, like just fiddling with my darts or something, trying to look very suave and cool, but I keep throwing glances over at some of the other women who I clearly idolize way too much. Let's see, Isadora, she is a half-elf, but really her elven ears are the only thing that would define her as a half-elf to look at her. She's fairly small, kind of like a rounded bone structure, softer sort of than most half-elves tend to look. Long, curly, dark hair, very, very dark brown eyes, almost black, tawny brown skin. And right now, because she has been called to this meeting, she is wearing kind of a very menswear inspired outfit, like button-up shirt. She's got like a little sort of, but more like a sort of pussy bow kind of situation going on, and then high-waisted leggings, gloves with like leather sort of wrapped around her wrists. Just trying to look as badass as possible.
Fair. Chilling, hanging out, ready to go. And lastly, I'm gonna cheat. Ven, tell us about yourself.
I don't care if you cheat. That's fine. I think I forgot to say, Venlitha is a Kalashtar. So she looks like a human, but she's probably where there's like maybe like if this is a mess hall, like a bench near a table. She is sharpening a bone, which she has fashioned as to be like a javelin. And she has a few of those. She is about 180 centimeters tall, so about 5'11". Very muscular. She has kind of pale but like weathered skin. She's in her early 30s, and her hair is like a dark blonde, light brown, and it's in kind of a mess of braids that kind of run over her head into like a big kind of mess of, is it a braid? Is it several braids tied together? She doesn't know. This is someone who cuts her own hair without looking and does not do a good job of it. Oh, that bit is burnt. Like, just, I don't care, cut it off. She's very rough. She doesn't look like she belongs in kind of the polished company of everyone else, probably, or even in this library. Yeah, she's kind of she's broad, she's muscular. She's got like a it's like kind of a tunic that's thick. It's obviously designed for colder weather, but the front, it's sleeveless, like the sleeves have been ripped off. The chest is kind of open, so you can see a bit of her chest, which is covered in these dark purple and kind of burgundy red, like tattoos, these runic tattoos that spread across her chest and her shoulders and down the sides of her face. She has very, very dark eyes that, if you looked closely, they kind of have flecks of purple in them, and every now and then they glow. But when she kind of gets irritated, or like sharpening the bone isn't going well, or, you know, she gets like a splint or something, anything like that, they turn a little red, and it's sort of a bit unsettling. But yeah, she, very, very strong, very does not care what other people think of her. All that matters to her is, well, if you can hold your own, then you're worth respect. Words are nothing to Ven or V. So, yeah.
To think about with all of these characters, many gay thoughts.
For sure. So, sorry, where was Ven? I got distracted by the imagery.
That is fair. Honestly, I was getting distracted as I was describing her, and I'm like, I don't remember what I've said already. I might have left stuff out. She's kind of, she's at a like a bench, just kind of near a table, sharpening a bone into a javelin.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. So roughly everyone's kind of in the room then. Then, as you sit and wait, knowing that your meeting is upcoming, you have some time before the meeting begins. It's fairly quiet in here. Not super loud. It's kind of that awkward, you know, when you're having a lunch break at the same time as someone else that you work with, and you're like, I really don't want to talk to you. But yeah, there's that awkward hanging silence, and you're just like, should we? I don't know.
There'd be like some like quiet conversation between Faye and Asphyxia, but they wouldn't talk to anyone else. I think this is gonna be very awkward because no one seems like they will talk to anyone else.
And I dare say that Asphyxia and Faye, as they're talking to each other, will be talking in Abyssal, most likely. It definitely wouldn't be common. And the longer they whisper to each other, the more like traipsed over Faye Asphyxia becomes.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it's worth noting they're both very old, which is kind of why they're so aloof. They've just been around for a really long time.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. We have a bunch of old people. I love that.
But at the moment, at least, Asphyxia is like almost uncanny valley, like very youthful and like would be early 20s looking for now.
And Faye's drow, so being old isn't
Always sexy.
that strange. Yeah. She'd probably look like late 20s, early 30s.
Of course. Yes.
Seeing Isadora, I can say names and remember them. Haha. Sort of twirling her weapons around and maybe nearly dropping them. Venlitha, I will use my mind link, which I can speak telepathically to a creature, and just look up and say, "You might drop them if you keep that up."
I wanted to play this character as smooth, but my instinct is for her to drop them the moment she hears a voice in her head. So
we can
yeah,
we can make it a
happens.
throw, and then you can just let the dice decide.
Nah, look, I think she'll kind of jump and like it almost falls over the edge of the mezzanine, and then she reaches out and catches it with one hand.
Love it.
Am I able to respond to you telepathically, or is that just something you can send to me?
No, you can respond, unless I choose to end it or choose someone else, and we can see one another. You can speak telepathically with me for an hour.
Oh. Also, I should probably establish, Burrows. Do we sort of like know each other? Like, is this something that like I would have interacted with Ven before?
Again, it's that you're kind of all comfortable knowing each other, just not maybe on a personal level. You know, you haven't had like a deep and meaningful one-on-one conversation, but you know that you are all a part of this library hunting thing.
Like,
Hasn't-
you know, of each other rather than like
Yeah.
know each other?
And like you would have been in spaces around each other, very similar to this, where it would just kind of be you're all in the same room and you're kind of like witnessing each other doing things. So like it's
Right.
not the first time that you've ever met anyone here.
Okay, then even if Ven hasn't done this to me specifically before, I know her voice, so I'll kind of make eye contact with her and look down at her and just say, well, I wouldn't have done it if you hadn't done that. I really don't need the tips. I can handle myself.
She'll just huff a laugh and suit yourself, scrawny.
Asphyxia, I'm guessing, because she's kind of looking around and also has a passive perception of 23. Did she notice the fumble of a moment with the weapon? Are
Are you muted for us?
Are you muted?
I am, because I was typing in chat before and I was trying to be good. I was saying I don't imagine it was overly subtle. So, yes, I believe that you would have.
Because she's a bitch, Asphyxia, at seeing a moment of like interrupted thought or just the fumble alone, can she cast Mage Hand behind her, and she's telekinetic, so can she use an action to shove her off the edge of the balcony?
Why am I immediately getting bullied?
Look, it's not
Because
actually in a
she's combined.
situation where it's like, hey, we need to have a conversation about like PvP and the fact that characters will die. I'm happy to have it be a strength off if you'd like.
Well, so it's a with telekinetic.
Mhm.
It's a saving throw, because it's invisible when you have telekinetic. Mage Hand is invisible, and it's just a
I'm guessing it's your spellcasting modifier.
yeah.
rather
It's a
than-
strength
yeah.
saving throw, which monks are good at. DC 17.
Stress on Nicole's face, however, tells me something different.
Okay, hang on. Yeah. Saving throw of, yep, failed that. That is a 9.
You were shoved 5 feet off of the balcony.
Which is fine because as a monk, I have slow fall. I can use my reaction when I fall to reduce any falling I damage to take by 60. And
Damn.
I kind of imagine that I do some sort of graceful, like a cat, like I flip over in midair and land on my feet and just sort of stand up as if I had just jumped
Intended
off the
on
balcony.
it, yeah.
Mm.
I love that for you.
It doesn't, with telekinetic, it doesn't require any verbal or semantic actions, but you definitely see Asphyxia hanging off of Fae giggling.
It just averts her eyes and pretends she doesn't know what's going on.
Fae has seen Asphyxia do this before to people.
Just gonna kind of eye Asphyxia, sort of like you can't tell it. Hope maybe you can't tell whether she's being sort of like a how dare you look or sort of a kind of flirtatious, like, oh, that's how it's gonna be.
Asphyxia would just little wave back and hang on to Fae's arm tighter.
All right. Squid, you witness this being in the center of the room. Isadora falling from up above.
That's okay, she's landing fine.
Squid's
the
just like,
important
okay.
So, yeah, all these people who don't understand what you're supposed to do in a fucking library, like, sit the fuck down and be quiet!
Yeah, Gwendolyn is like, ugh, animals. Like,
All right. Excellent. Next, you hear the door opening, and in tots a short dwarven woman, Tazelle. She is essentially the head of the library hunters wing of the library. Now, library hunters is kind of a colloquial name for the group. It doesn't actually have an official name within the records or anything like that, but it's kind of the name that people use to refer to what you all as a group are doing. You are all the first of this hunting group. So they don't really have precedent on how to run this. Before, they've all managed it themselves, and while most of them are very competent mages, like Tazelle, they have a lot more important things to do than go run down books. And they know that you're all competent. So in walks Tazelle, with a small little clipboard in hand, small glasses on her face, and tots on in and looks at each of you kind of spread out in your different places amongst the room, basically as far away from each other as you can. Well, it's lovely to see that you're all here. I have some news. We have your first job prepared.
Marvelous.
I'm glad to see that you're all very excited, but let me put it down for you. Here, let me just grab a chair or something. I'm not sure. Table? I'll bring the table over. And she go pop her clipboard down on one of the tables, starts unraveling some papers.
He just sort of like quietly says to Asphyxia, like, incompetent? And that's it.
To just get like a little, again, that little like like snicker back.
She goes, she unravels a few little bits and papers and things all over the desk and kind of looks up to you all and just, well, first job, would you like to hear about it?
Yes, get on with it.
Fine, I shall, I guess. Well, at least the first one's fairly easy. I have the details on this wizard. He lives just south of here. And she hands over some pieces, well, she puts on the table some pieces of paper and kind of gestures towards them like, you're gonna have to come and read them if you want to read them. And we'll continue to explain. There's a wizard who lives in a tower just south of here. He's a bit of a recluse, and when he came in, we weren't really sure much of what to think of him, but he's taken out a certain curious cube. Give me a moment, I'll just remember what the fucking name is. It's called a cubic gate. It has these markings etched on each of the sides, and each of the sides corresponds to a different type of plane. Now, the cube had the material plane, which is where it came from, and then also the plane of fire. There are 4 other empty spaces on the sides, but they haven't been activated yet. He said and mentioned that he was simply looking into what kind of other things can be added to this, say any other kinds of planes or things, and it's been a few months. We suspect things have gone awry, and he is now well overdue of returning this cube to us. I have more information on him as much as we have gathered, but all of that is here for your perusal as you would like to investigate it as much or as little as you wish. The main important thing is we have the location of his tower, and we can send you there as soon as possible.
Gwendolyn would like pick herself up very delicately and like saunter over to the information and like kind of start like prodding it delicately to try and like see all of the little details, the fine details about the wizard.
The wizard. It's fairly simple details. No investigation check required for that one. The wizard who came in, his name is Adin'a, and he came in with a ring on his finger, which is noted specifically as something intriguing because it was clearly a very powerful magical item that he already had in his possession. It was small, obviously, being a ring, but had a small silver and white gem in the center that seemed to radiate a lot of necromantic power, which the library thought was interesting. They do tend to take kind of little dossiers on the people that come in while the place is free. They do obviously want to know where their items are going to. They're not just like, yo, you're from a really bad organization? Here, have something really powerful. The other things that they note on there as well is the location of the tower. It's a map, fairly well put together, of the realms, and maybe 2 days south of Corwald, off into the further southeast, so further following the mountains, and definitely skirting the swamps that are immediately to the south. You see that there is a tower put into the mountains there, which is where he resides. And obviously there's all the information on the cubic gate as well. So again, that has one side is attuned to the material plane, one to the plane of fire, and there are 4 other unused slots that can be converted to have other planes included, but aren't currently.
Venlitha will walk up, use the bone javelin to pick it up. Like those like trash things with the sticks with the pointy thing at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
And you pick up cans with them and whatever. Yeah. Pick it up and ask Tazelle, how much of him do you need left alive?
Like I've mentioned before, all we care about is the item. Obviously we don't want to support wanton murder, but the books are overdue. They know what's coming.
And wanton murder is a bit more fun.
I certainly agree.
Well, that's not our business. As long as the items are back to us, that's all I'm concerned with.
So they don't want the person back at all? They just want the items?
They
Like,
want
do
the item.
want
They
people
don't...
back to, like, they don't want them back to punish them or anything?
No,
Alright.
they don't care less. They just want their item back.
Very good.
It is
Yeah.
essentially it is a contract that you sign when you borrow anything from the library. Essentially, it is literally, if this is not returned within a certain amount of time, we will hunt you down, and we cannot guarantee that something bad will not happen to you because of that. And that's the risk that these people take.
And a wizard who is, like, I guess successful, or whatever wizards are, enough to, like, have their own tower, would they be, like, a famous wizard? Or they're just...
You
Good
get the
real
feeling they
estate.
could be.
Okay. Do we know anything about him?
Your name is
So
Pori Hatter?
I can't even remember what I bloody called him.
Vaguely familiar.
Adelan is his name. Again, he is a recluse. Like, he doesn't tend to kind of get out much, and that kind of thing. But if you did want to make any further investigation specifically into his name, you could use the library.
Yeah.
But you do know that he has the ring that they noted when he entered, which had strong necromantic energy coming from it.
Probably while Venlitha is reading, the raven that was on Asphyxia's shoulder would have flown over and landed on Venlitha's, and Asphyxia will be leaning over and like just whispering everything that's written on the sheet to Fae,
Yeah.
because they're not going to walk over. They have
Sure.
their spot.
Of course. But yeah, that is an option too. The information's been given to you, everything that they know. It's kind of up to you all how you proceed. You can prepare as much or as little as you want.
Fuck preparation, let's go.
Let's go. We're too cool to prepare.
Yeah.
I will also point out that there is a possibility of acquiring things up to a budget. It's not an actual real life budget, but if you feel that there are things that are going to assist you in terms of, say, potions or things like that, they can be acquired for you for your trip.
Yeah, we should probably get some potions.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's not like a necessarily like finite amount of them that you can have necessarily. Like, there's a budget assigned, but if you argue it, you can pretty much get whatever you need. Obviously that includes healing potions, but there are resistance potions, like any kind of like elemental resistances, things like that. Like you might go like fire or thunder or lightning or whatever you feel is something that you might be particularly weak to, anything like that.
I'm going to go acquire myself some portable lunches. Which I suppose are, like, I don't know, the brains of other people that didn't return their library books. Maybe I have a deal with someone that actually goes out. Like, can you bring me some brains? Please.
Good.
Gonna go grab some lunch.
Maybe we can add into it as well. If you get your book stolen and you get killed, you can technically donate your body to science, which is just donating your body to the library.
Yes. It's an extra little checkbox, but a lot of people don't read.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an opt-out instead of an opt-in
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. That's part of the contract, but it's like a required tick box. Yeah.
Very, very far down, like, the pages where you're just like, I don't care what this is anymore. I'm just ticking all these fucking boxes to get out of here. Donate your brains.
But yeah, that's fine. Because that's something that you need to survive, yeah? It's like your equivalent of getting rations.
Brains. I don't have to eat anything else, just brains.
You'll be able to find some brains.
Other than that, I'd just like to pick up some spell components. I don't have anything that is really special.
Yeah. For the purposes of the one-shot, you will have any spell components or material costs that you need for spells already with you.
Maybe I should have picked things that had fun components.
Yeah, I wish I had now.
It's a one-shot. I want you to have fun. But yes.
I'll ask to Zell, do we know anything about what he was researching or the best way to travel there? I mean, I am fine to go through the wilderness, but I imagine that it is not the preferred method of travel for everybody. If we need horses, something similar.
We can certainly organize horses if that's what you would like. I would imagine that would make travel much easier than going on foot. And plus, you would get there much faster also. Unless you have any other ideas of any other way to go, that's probably best.
I'm just trying to think, like, if there is, like, if we can get, like, things to help resist. Like, we don't know anything about, like, what he might have been researching, like, what we like, they don't have any information about.
Oh, sorry, you asked about that, didn't you? That was the first part of the question, and I answered the second part of the question.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, again, he was looking into this cubic gate cube, which is a link to other planes, but you have to first set up those links to those planes. The cube itself had the material plane, the plane of fire, and then 4 other spots on it that were empty.
Well, I mean, there's so many possibilities, but I feel like it's probably not a bad idea for us to grab, like, potions for, like, fire resistance, like, because, I mean, there are that many other planes, like, oops, fell on its side, it's a plane of water, blah, like, you know, we don't know whether or not that's going to happen, so maybe,
Sure.
I don't know, maybe grab those. I don't know how those work. I don't know what potions are.
It's fine. A potion of resistance or of any type of, like, elemental resistance, you gain resistance to that element for an hour. So as long as you remember to take it, or you can obviously use an action to take it, you would gain resistance. So if we got you 6 potions of fire resistance, you would each have, once you've had one, an hour to take all the fire damage that you need.
I mean, it
Yeah,
would weigh us down quite a bit to be taking one potion for each of us for each of the potential planes we might be facing, though, right? Like if we took like fire resistance and water breathing and electricity resistance and cold resistance.
Also, you get the feeling that it would kind of be one of those situations where they're like, we probably don't have that in the budget. Like, you know.
Yeah. This is a public library.
Yeah. We don't have
That
that
is
much money.
non-for-profit.
Maybe we should just do fire resistance because we know that there is a plane of
Yeah.
fire involved.
Good idea.
Sure.
And also some Healy boys.
Excellent.
Definitely some Healy boys.
Let me just check off the top of my head as I'm searching it. What types of potions of healing we have? Where the fuck is the list? I always forget what types of potions of healing.
How generous do they feel? Like, want to give us those bloody Chanel, you know?
I'm gonna
expensive
guess
ones.
they would be greater healing, at least. Superior healing's probably a bit much.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
They're
but
sending
us
it's
off to a
not
wizard.
sexy.
They're actually very expensive to make, so I feel like that's probably the most like reasonable one to get multiples, unless you want like one of the other one. If that
We
makes sense.
Split it up between the six of us if something bad happens. Little bit for you, little
Just
bit
shot
for you.
glasses. But yeah, 4 potions of greater healing or 1 superior healing.
Probably four great.
Yeah.
Sure. So 4 greater healing, which is 4d4 plus 4 whenever you use that. So that leaves you with 6 potions of fire resistance and 4 potions of greater healing. Excellent. And then obviously any items that you guys have already.
Yeah. If nobody is moving for... So these potions, are they somewhere that would be readily accessible? Like we can grab them now? Or is this something that we're going to request and then she'll bring them to us?
More
Go
than
to the
likely, it's, yeah, like something like that. Like she would have a key on her to be able to do that, but you would kind of go with her so you can kind of like look over her shoulder and be like, oh yeah, we might go that kind of thing.
Yeah,
But-
if that's the situation and she's handing out 4 potions, I'm going to ensure that I am taking at least one of those potions of healing.
Sure.
Like not saying anything, not being like, I need this, just
Taking it.
like making sure I take one.
Makes sense. I love that for you all.
Yeah,
Faye
I
will
will
take
also.
a potion as well.
Yeah, I'll swipe one while I grab my brains.
Yeah, you get these little like vac sealed packs, and it's just like little brains.
Are they brain shaped or are they like flat?
Well, I guess when they get vac sealed,
Like
they would be
squish.
like, so they're like this big.
Brains
they're
are
like
very,
a-
very squishy when they're
They're
fresh.
like
So I
cookies.
assume
Burger
they're like in
patties?
little pudding cups.
I like that.
Yeah, how much brain do you need?
Look, it says humanoid brains are better, so I mean they condense a bit, so they're probably like.
Yeah, but like, do you
I don't
need
know.
like
I
a
only
little
need one
bit?
a day. I only need one,
One
a day, but I need like a
brain?
whole brain. One brain.
That's a lot of brain.
Brains aren't actually that big.
Well, when it takes you like fucking 10 years to grow them.
You're born with a brain. You don't grow them.
Yeah, but if you were to think about it in a farming context.
Maybe I'm taking
A
travel
lot of
size
people
brains.
die, Burrows. Especially when we're around.
I'll take some travel size brains, like if they've got like halfling ones, because they'll be smaller. I'll take a couple of those, because it doesn't specify like a grams per day of brain. It's just got to be a brain.
Yeah, true,
Maybe
true.
they're just like portioned.
It could be maybe like bone marrow kind of thing. Like there's the whole bone, but like you only actually need like the little bit.
Maybe.
I don't know.
My documentation didn't have this much information. I'm making this up as I go now.
Much to think about.
But for the purposes of this, you have ample brains to secure your journey to and from the tower.
We still have one unclaimed potion. I think I'll be fine. So Gwendolyn or Asphyxia, if either of you want to claim that, or rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, I think Asphyxia will just be like watching Gwendolyn to see if Gwendolyn goes for it first.
Yeah, I think as soon as Gwendolyn locks eyes with Asphyxia, she'll kind of like gesture to let her take it.
Oh my god. But no, you need it more.
Go on, I'll be alright.
I think Asphyxia has like a very like probably awkwardly long amount of time that she's doing the like looking up and down like the Gwendolyn, and then like an up and down again, and it's just like no. And it kind of like just turns away from it.
Oh, well, I guess Gwendolyn will just take it. Like, well, if no one else is taking it.
Tizel's like reaching out a hand to take it back. It's just like but yeah, perfect. Alright. Excellent. You are all potioned up. Is there anything else that you want to look into before you head out? Wait.
I would like to look up the, I don't know, user file of this this wizard. What do you...
Sorry, we got a donation, but it actually worked this time.
What?
Every time I have to do it manually. Thank you for donating. Sorry, ignore
I
us.
didn't see that.
Yeah, it
Didn't
worked.
pop up
Thank
in my
you.
chat. Thank you.
Now, what were you saying?
I would like to look up the like, I don't know, client record. That's not what I'm supposed to say, but like of this wizard man. Like, what
Sure.
else has he borrowed? What other kind of shit is he into?
Oh, right. Excellent. So, you are fairly able to, like, request that of Tizel. She'll guide you off to the front of the Animus Hall. This place is huge. It literally has everything that you could think of for a library, and is very, very well established. At the front, you see those kind of like customer service fronts that they have in the little booths and things where you would check in. And you're able to speak with one of the clerks there and kind of get access to their database to find any logs on any of the information on any guest and client who has been here. With the supervision of Tizel, obviously. You can't just go looking up random famous people and giving out their addresses or something silly, but you can certainly look into it. And you're looking to look up... Yeah. You're looking to look up this wizard?
Yes.
Roll me an investigation check.
I am not G. Oh, that's a 17 though, plus 4, which is, I think, a
21?
21?
17 plus 4? Yeah.
Bad at maths.
It certainly is. So as you kind of look up his details, now what specifically are you looking for? Because you can find out all of the stuff that you know about where he lives and all that kind of thing, but is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
I want to know what other stuff he has, like, borrowed in the past or asked to look at. Like, we know this QB thing has Fire Realm, and here, like, can I get an idea of where else he could maybe want to be sticking on the cube?
Sure. When you look up his like loaning history, you see that each of the things that he requests on there were all delivered within a day or two of their like term. So if they had like say 2 months to borrow it, they were always delivered like a day before or on the day that they're meant to be returned. Mood can relate. But you do see that there are a number of books. The first there that seems to have been recorded the furthest away from this point is a book on... Essentially, it's like an anthology of the Abyss. So everything about demons... kind of like a who's who of the Abyss, essentially. Or the Abyss for Dummies, kind of equivalent. A very general knowledge type book, nothing with any inherent power or anything like that. Then you see a couple of months after that, there is a book that is loaned out that is essentially an instruction manual. And it lists out a number of different magical items that can be created. And you could kind of spend some time to look at that book to kind of see what's involved in it. But essentially for creating some type of magical attunement or magical enchantment for an item. And the next and last item that they borrowed was actually kind of essentially a... How do I put this? Like a candle. The last thing he borrowed was a candle before this. It's
What
called a
does it smell like?
Candle of Invocation. I'm guessing it smells like cinnamon and I don't know, something that smells red. You know, like how like you look at a red candle and you're like, this is how this should smell kind of thing? I don't know how to explain that any other way.
What happens
I
if
don't
you
know how to
return a
understand that,
candle
unfortunately.
Like
fully
it smells
burned?
spicy.
Yeah. Spicy.
Yeah, I was thinking spicy. Essentially, there are some things within the library that are kind of, you're able to take them. In the sense of like, it's kind of like a pool of things that people are able to borrow or take from, usually for the purposes of recreating them. But this seems to be one of those things, because obviously you can't really return a candle once it's been used. You get the feeling that it was perhaps even made here. There are places within the Animus Hall where you are actually able to create things too. Just a little cute little candle making section or something. Or just like if you were a carpenter, you could actually come in and use some of the library supplies in order to make things. You do then obviously need to get them out, so you can't go around making like huge boats or something, but it's something small. And that's all he has in his learning history. Except for, obviously, the cube. A few months after that.
Does the cube have like an official name?
It is the Cubic Gate.
Oh, you did say that. I just forget things really quick.
No, it's good. I've said cube a lot, so you probably
I
were
wrote
like,
it
that's
down
probably
this
not the
time.
name.
Is this the same thing that had like sides that link to different places, or was that something? Okay, cool.
That's the same one, yeah.
Alright.
Essentially, the gates, the sides act as a gate spell on each individual side. It's just that they're all linked to a certain plane.
And it's currently linked to where other than here?
To two, so here, the material plane, and then one is also to the plane of fire.
Okay, cool.
Do we know if he had, because he like she said that he's reclusive. Do we know if he had any particular friends in Cornwall or people that he would come see? Like anyone we could get like a better sense of what kind of guy he is, like what motivations he has, aspirations, things like that.
Not necessarily. The library doesn't really keep much of a tab on that kind of thing. Aside from kind of the general affiliation of like, this guy is, you know, like whatever the kind of political nature would be, you know, like, does he see an ass? They tick that box and they're like, you're not an asshole kind of thing. Like, they kind of build up a bit of a character profile based on how they appear in the library, not necessarily what they do outside of it. But again, they did have that ring that had that strong necromancy energy, which implies that potentially they're not very... Like, necromancy isn't an overly, like, viewed down on kind of thing, but it is something that people often pursue in solitude. Because usually it's people who have encountered or dealt with death, and usually that means that there's not a lot of people around them.
Based on the description of the ring, could we try and find information about what that potentially is or does?
You could definitely try to do that. The only problem is that you get the feeling that the ring itself isn't necessarily the important part, because the ring would have been just any regular ring that was then made into an item. The best thing you could do is to find the book that he borrowed and see what kind of ring recipes he had in it and guess. But that would take some time.
We could try. I don't know. 'Cause
It is up to you. What do you want to do?
when you say it would take some time, it's like not like 10 years later.
Well, I guess it's, if you think it is important and it will help you, then why not look into it? If you don't really think it's as important, it's more just gathering information, maybe not as important. If you just think it's cool, you can look it up.
I guess I just don't want us like walking into a situation where it's like, oh, now he's got a ring of Ricky as shit, and we all die immediately. 'Cause it's like,
That's fair,
oh,
that's fair.
you know. Yeah, I mean, I'll try to look. If anyone else with a better investigation score would like to come along.
Yeah, Asphyxia will help.
Yeah.
But it will be her bird flying around to find it, and then she will mage hand it out of the shelf. She's still not moving.
Perfect. So we can look into that. Squid will somehow have told the rest of the party what is going on.
Squid will not have.
Squid will not
Nobody's
have.
even said hello to Squid.
Then no one
Squid
will
is not
know.
sharing information.
No one will know anything until Squid reveals the information that is
knows.
required.
Squid will tell when it is relevant. When people start being nice to each other. I watched one of these people throw another one off a balcony.
Technically, you
Squid is
didn't see
keeping
her
her mouth
do
shut.
that.
What's wrong with that?
The mage hand was invisible, so you just saw someone fall off a balcony on their own. So
And then
you
glare
watched
at someone
someone
else.
jump off a balcony on
Yeah.
their
Very
own.
and
gracefully.
do a sick 3-point landing.
Yeah,
Mm.
and do a sick flip.
So really, you should be impressed and wanting to share information with us.
You should want to be friends with us. We're really
Yeah.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
We're so cool. Can't you tell by how we're not talking to anyone else?
Yeah.
So wait,
Also,
we
don't
know.
think any of you are hot because I do not have the same beauty standards as you.
Yeah, but you were
As far as
originally into
Squid is
Baxi.
concerned- As far as Squid is concerned, you're all these very rude, ugly people.
We're all like 3s, and Squid is the only 10 in the room.
Yeah, I'm very
That's the
attractive.
problem I have with Friend. Everyone in the campaign is very attractive, and I'm like, they don't care. But I want to care.
I was into Maxi a very long time ago.
Right. So essentially, you've all followed Tizelle out into the main foyer, and standing wherever you feel you need to within that room. Squid has just spoken with the clerk at the front with Tizelle beside them, and you know nothing outside of the potions that are within your hands. Knowing, of course, that you will be spending some time with the people around you.
Can I roll to see if I overheard anything? Because I'm aloof but very nosy.
Roll for me a perception check.
Uh, 25.
25. 25 is enough that your bird, your raven, is kind of like doing one of these. Just by the front there, able to just kind of like hang around by the clerk's desk as Squid and Tizelle are kind of looking through their profile or whatever. You're able to get a handle on each of the different things that he'd taken out. So that's starting off with the essentially Demons for Dummies book for the first one. The magical items book, which is essentially how to create magical items. It kind of has a number of magical items within it. There is the candle, and then there is the one you're currently chasing. Yeah, we've got the list there now, the cubic gate. So So you get all of that
I take
information by sneaking and not talking.
Yeah. I'm just very proactive at like mingling. What can I say? Can then she send her raven around?
You
to see
can. So
find-
essentially, how the Animus Hall works is that there is kind of like a finder's box or like a small little orb inside. In the current climate, saying an orb feels weird. But there is an orb essentially that you can input search terms into, and it will locate the books for you essentially. So your raven wouldn't be able to use it, but you would.
Okay. She will, as soon as her raven's just like, bro, I haven't got hands. She will make her own way over.
Sure.
And she'll input it with her fingers that have impractically long nails because she rarely picks anything up.
Doing the like long nails thing,
Yeah, like-
and trying to type.
Yeah.
Because you
yeah.
because you know the title of the book, it's essentially at this point just like a directory, just telling you exactly where it is. So you're able to find that without too much issue. You can get your bird to collect it, obviously, from that point. And you're able to just zoom off into, well, they're able to just zoom off into one of the aisles, pick up this big, heavy book, and bring it back to you.
Yeah. And then she'll flick through and see if she can find anything of note.
Roll me an investigation check.
Natural 20, which is 26.
26. You managed to find an index at the back that lists any rings that would have been created using this book. You see that there are only 4. Out of all of the magical items that are within this book, there are only 4. 2 of them happen to be similar kinds of rings. They're 2 offensive rings. Not as in offensive to look at, as in offensive as in magical, like bam bam. One of them is a ring of fireballs, and the other is a ring of magic missile. But those do not require gemmed rings for them to work. Instead, they have the arcane symbols emblemed onto the tops of the rings. The third ring that you have there is essentially a magic shield. But again, that one has a small shield-like shape that would be at the top. The 4th instead is actually crossed out in the index. Not obviously taken out, but it's just kind of been crossed out and small notes left to the side. Crossed out and little note to the side just being like, take this out later. And as you kind of scroll through the book, you see potentially why. You find in there a recipe for a ring of the soul collector. Now there is a number of things about this ring that are very concerning immediately off the bat, but essentially you see that it can be attuned to a gem atop a ring of silver or gold, and usually rings with like a silver gold essence within it. So the vibe is that any creature that you slay will have their soul forced into the ring unless they're undead or constructs. The ring holds 12 charges and regains 1d4. Yeah, you get the point. Like, there's some things in it. And when you do it, it is essentially bound to you. And you risk the opportunity of essentially putting your own soul into that ring if you don't do it correctly. But that is the 4th ring that you're able to make with that book.
At the mention of souls being trapped when people are killed, Asphyxia looks very displeased. And she will walk up to probably Venlitha and just hand her the book with the page open.
Yeah.
And just be like, an interesting read. And then she's gonna go back to Fae.
Can I just clarify? So we know of each other, but we haven't had like the awkward like say your name and something about yourself. Like we
Yeah.
haven't done that, or we have.
I want to say you have, but honestly, I don't think any of you would have been present for something like that.
I feel
Basically,
like Squid is literally the only one of them that would have gone to that mandatory meeting.
yeah. Essentially, you are all a part of this library hunters, and you know of each other, and you've been around each other. You just haven't necessarily gone, "Hi, I'm blah," but you are very aware of each other. You were all chosen for particular reasons, for your particular skill sets that you bring to this group. So,
Is it? Sorry. Finish.
I'm gonna go for it.
I was gonna say, is it like unusual? Because obviously we've all worked for the library before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it unusual for so many different people to be on one job?
Not necessarily. This is probably the biggest group that you've gone on, though.
Mm.
But that can mean something to you. That might not mean something to you. You can decide whether that means something to you. This is the biggest group you've definitely worked with.
Yeah.
I think Fae and Asphyxia would usually work just the two of them. But okay. Just
The
wondering.
others probably worked in pairs, maybe. Like, Squid's probably the most... Squid and Isadora are probably the least experienced in this particular thing. But maybe Ven and Gwendolyn perhaps have gone out on a few. There would also be some things that you'd be able to dispatch alone, too. So, can have worked with each other as much or as little as you wanted to.
I will take the book, which big and heavy, no problem for Ven, no problem.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm
point. Could Asphyxia actually carry it here? Oh,
She would be able to carry it, but there would be probably like, as she's trying to be like quite suave with like an interesting read, handing it over, like open to the page, there's like a little bit of a tremble in her arm of just like
Mage hand assisted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like, invisible mage hand helping. So you have to, but it would be a very like nothing too noticeable, but just like I really hope she doesn't hesitate to take the book because with my arm outstretched, that it will snap like the other way, holding it out if it's for too long.
I'll bring the book back over to, I don't know if the rest of us or where Tizelle is. I'll kind of read over it. This page, this ring, needs to be removed. And I'll still hold the book, like I'll show her, but I'm still holding the book. I'm not giving her the book yet.
wait, was that to me? Was that to
Yeah, it
Tizelle?
was,
Oh
but
my
it's
god,
all
here I
good.
am like, oh, we're going over to Squid and Tizelle. I'm like, yeah, NPCs don't exist until people interact with them. I'm like, wait, you interacted with me, didn't you? So you're showing her the book and everything that's written in it.
Yeah, this page needs to be removed.
I will certainly look into that one for you. Gosh, looks like a nasty enchantment, that one.
I'm gonna
Might
rip
be
it out.
why we were... Yes, perhaps a good idea.
Just take things out of books because you don't like what they say. That is absolutely my voice and not the one that I intended to cut out. But
Do you wanna
maybe
try that
that's
again?
what we're going with anyway.
I have a quick question. Are any of the books restricted in the Animus Hall? I know that it's free and that to take books and whatever, but is there a restricted section? Like, surely this book would be restricted.
There's like books that you can read in the library and
But not
only
take.
interact with in the library, which is what the restriction section is kind of for. Which is what you imagine this particular page was meant to be. They've kind of picked up this like fairly innocent book and gone, that's probably a bit intense. Let's put that somewhere else. But the rest of it's okay.
Problem solved.
Well, if you'd like to take that with you for your trip and then just simply return it to us and we'll put that in the restricted section for you.
Squid, do you want the page?
There's a tiny bit of my brain that's just like, I should just eat that page. But I will take it and I'm going to fold it up very carefully. And at some point in time, I'm going to learn the mending cantrip and I'm going to fucking fix that book because rude.
All right, perfect. Excellent. So, was there anything else that you wanted to do? Equipped with your 6 potions of fire resistance, it still technically works, fire resistance, and your healing potions, and also the small page from the book. Having looked up the history of their loaning history, I guess, you are able to begin. So, that is when you begin your journey south towards the tower. For the purposes of a one-shot, I'm not going to make you roll for every night because I'm not going to kill you with like some animals in your sleep or something. Wouldn't that be incredibly anticlimactic if I'm just like, look, some wolves, take you out on the way
Spur of
there?
the moment, write up another character.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries at all. We're just definitely playing some Tomb of Horrors or something. But yes, you do manage to make your way further south in order to head towards the Wizard Tower on the map that you have been so graciously given. It's about fairly late into the second day of your journey together. How do you feel that the last couple of days would have passed amongst you all?
I feel like Asphyxia would have actually been moderately vocal, but not, I'm not going to say not in a constructive way, but more just like noting to people when they can improve something. Just commentary more than conversing, and however people would respond back to her.
Yeah, if Asphyxia, every time she does that to Isadora, I don't say anything. I'll kind of glare, but it is noticeable that I fix whatever it is she tells me is wrong.
I think Gwendolyn would try to make small talk with Squid to try and get like as much information out of Squid as she can without having to actually do the research herself. Like come across quite like in a nice way, in a charming way, but like she's definitely using Squid.
But does not understand that they are being used and they will give you all of the information because you're being nice.
I would die for Squid.
Me too.
Another thing that each night, because how many nights have we been on the road thus far?
So
Like,
one
have you
night.
kept
Oh, well, technically 2 nights. Wait. Yeah. Because it would have been 2 days, like full days. Wait, no, that's 1 night. I can't brain. It's been 1 night.
Because that evening when we've gotten, if the whole day's passed and we're like settling down for the night, notably Asphyxia and Fae, when preparing rations, don't do their own rations, and Asphyxia touches a gem that's embedded in her chest and summons a horrific looking beast shape that forms into like this demonic looking thing with long like overstretched limbs and like massive claws with like a very pale blue white shell mask, and it's just exuding a really bad aura, but that cooks for them.
That wasn't where I thought that was going.
Because they don't know how to cook. Yeah.
It's ratatouille.
Yeah.
I thought
They've
you were
been
just gonna
alive
be
for
like,
hundreds of
chonk
years and they
it.
can't cook.
Precious. Perfect. I love that for you all. So yeah, let's say that it's like nearing nighttime at the moment as well. Kind of nearing the end of the night. Or at least the amount that you're able to safely travel, and you haven't quite met the Wizard's Tower yet. And as you continue on, just moving further and further down south, very much skirting the swamps that are around you and heading more so into a lot more of the tropical forests, you finally begin to see the beginnings of a tower in the distance, but quite a ways in the distance, and it is very quickly getting dark. You do see from this distance, however, the lights are on. Someone's home. Now, being about half an hour on horseback from the tower, how will you approach?
Well, we're going to create quite a scene if we all approach at once. I say I scout ahead.
With what intention?
Find an entrance.
Someone should probably try the front door.
Well, if you want to be obvious about it.
Maybe he'll give us a cube. Make the job easy. I'm not going to do it though. People don't like talking to me.
Does anybody else have any ideas?
I could come with you. I'd be happy to scout with you. And maybe see if trying the door would work. I can be quite persuasive.
All right.
Yes, but if he does let you in, how do we? It might be dangerous, potentially, if the rest of us don't know that you're in peril.
Why would I be in peril?
I mean, if he decides to put your soul in a ring,
He can
Evil
try.
wizard and all that.
I'm not too worried, but if you are worried, I'm happy to take on other suggestions.
Well, I can send my little friend with you if you would like, and he will let us know if you're in danger. And her raven will fly over. Oh, actually, no, at this point it would have changed. It's a little imp. And flies over, very similar to the horrific creature that she summoned like the previous day, where it's this like fine black fur and like a little bone mask, and it lands on your shoulder and then goes invisible.
Ah. I feel so much better now.
You should.
Well, then let's say I follow at a distance, and if you do find yourself in trouble, I'll assist.
All right, shall we be off?
I do have a question before you go. At any point in time in this has Isadora spoken to Squid?
No.
Okay. In which case, only Gwendolyn is going to get a bardic inspiration to keep her maybe a little bit safe, which will be a D10.
Poor Squid.
Yeah, I didn't notice you giving bardic inspiration to Gwendolyn. Be like, what are you doing?
Haven't quite decided how Squid is going to do this, but it would probably involve basically just like a waggling of like tentacles in her direction with like really like whispered words, and she's just going to be like, it's a friendship blessing for friends.
Yeah, Squid and I are very good friends.
I see.
I don't know why, but I just imagine all the tentacles like going boop boop and like tooting.
I mentioned this in the chat earlier. Because Squid is a bard, when you had to pick your musical instruments, their tentacles do make little fluty noises.
Little dudes.
Fuck yeah.
Duty tentacles.
I picture you like laying your tentacles over Gwendolyn's like shoulders and arms and just like tapping out a little percussion.
I don't know how Gwendolyn would feel about that.
Yeah, no, I'm not touching anybody, but I do like the imagery.
Very insincerely, that was wonderful, darling.
But is pleased.
All right.
Does not understand.
So the plan is for Gwendolyn to go up first, and then for Isadora to follow, and everyone else just chills.
Yeah, I'd imagine we'd kind of approach together,
Right.
and then Isadora sort of, just backs off
Slicks
into the
off, yeah.
shadows. Yeah, when
Okay,
we're very close
sure.
to the tower.
Yep. All right.
If it's okay, Faye, I keep forgetting my own character's name. Might scout like a little bit to the side just to like get like vague idea of like the structure of the tower.
Mhm.
But she won't get involved or anything.
Sure. Love that.
If Faye is leaving Asphyxia's proximity, she's going to just reach up and kiss her on the cheek, and she's going to cast Death Ward on her.
Good move.
Thank you.
All right. So, Isadora and Faye are scouting. Essentially, well, Isadora isn't really scouting, but kind of staying away. Gwendolyn is approaching. What about Squid, Asphyxia, and Ven? What is the plan for you both? All.
I will say I'm not terribly good at sneaking around, but Gwendolyn, I can if we stay far, if we are 120 feet back from the tower and I can still see Gwendolyn and I speak to her, I should still be able to communicate with her.
Mm-hmm.
Even if and hopefully I'm far away enough that so yeah, Ven will speak into your mind and say, let me know if there is difficulty or trouble. If we do not hear anything, you will be able to communicate with me. And then I will say to Asphyxia and Squid, remembering everyone's names should not be this hard.
Honestly, I have to look at the overlay every time I go to refer to anyone. I'm like, yep.
But yeah. I can stay in the front. If something terrible happens and we need to get into combat, just stay behind me.
Okay.
Yes, well, I will stay behind you then, I guess.
All right. Then I suppose everyone's just hanging back, chilling, killing, while Gwendolyn approaches the tower. So, to give you a little bit of perspective on what you're seeing before you, you see a large wizard's tower built up into the mountains. So the trip up to the front step is not too far, and you are able to kind of see a like surrounding place around it that you're able to kind of like scout around and look and all that kind of thing without needing to be super close to, but still getting a lot of details on it. It essentially just reaches up into the sky. Really wanted to use the opportunity to make 300 meters joke, but I actually can't remember the genuine amount of meters it would actually be. It's like Wizard Tower's size, which is, I don't know, some amount. No idea. I don't have a concept of distance. We should all know this by now. But you do see that there are lights on the uppermost part of the tower itself. You see that the tower itself is kind of crooked as it goes up the top, and you get the feeling from the slight sheen on the sides that it is slightly magically imbued as well. For Faye, is there anything particular that you're looking to scout as you kind of move around?
Yeah, mostly just like if there are other entrances, like windows that would be within like a reasonable distance for us to like get in, and whether there are lights in them, sort of things like that. If there are any like stairs on the outside of the tower, or if it looks climbable, or really just like anything like that.
Roll me a perception check. Now, I don't think this will impact you too much, but
15.
this would technically be dark as well. But as a
Yes.
drow, I'm pretty sure you have decent...
That's very good for me, yes, preferable.
Yeah.
It's 15.
15? 15 is enough to note that there aren't necessarily a lot of like external entrances aside from the front door. But you do see that at a pinch, there is a couple of trees that are close enough to that you could technically vault in through one of the windows if the window was open. Like, it might be a bit much to kind of jump over and open it, but it is possible, technically.
Okay.
And there aren't any external stairs. There's like a small like gardening shed and things on the outside, but isn't linked to the main building itself. And that's with a fairly thorough skirt around the place as well.
Does it look like someone with really, really bad athletics might be able to get in there?
It looks like it would be incredibly difficult even for someone with good athletics.
Okay, well, that's out then.
The acrobatics also, though.
Oh, I'm not the problem.
Oh. Oh, okay.
I don't know what you could be referring to.
Right. I was like, I'll give you a hand.
Yeah.
But no. Okay, fair enough.
Alright, good to know though. Yeah, that's sort of like what I was looking for, so I'll head back to the group.
Sure. Yeah, so you're able to meet back up with them. Isadora, as you're getting closer, you're able to kind of scoot off into the shadows. There's plenty of trees around you and that kind of thing. The forest has only just opened up to kind of see the tower before you, but it is still very much covered in trees still around you at this point as well. You only really noticed the tower because you were specifically looking for it. If you'd been walking past on the path, may not have even taken any notice of it. Gwendolyn, you're looking to approach the tower itself. You see a bright red door at the front, just standing there in the darkness, big, grand, and there. It's kind of etched in stone around it, and you see that there's like a bright colouring on the tower itself. Looks quite wacky and, you know, modern, I guess. But you are able to approach. How do you do this?
Am I able to sense if there's any kind of magic on the door? Like if I am to touch the door, say, and rap tap tap on the door, Is there going to be something that happens to me potentially?
Roll me an investigation check.
$11.
11. You cannot be sure.
Okay, well, I care not, so I shall rap-a-tap-tap on that door.
All right.
Yoo-hoo.
You rap-a-tap-tap yoo-hoo on that door, and you hear the sound echo out around you, but there is no response.
I will pause, and so are there any windows that are kind of on this level?
Yes,
Like,
there are
okay.
windows on what you imagine would be like every level of the tower.
Yeah.
Like it's at
Okay.
regular kind of floor intervals
Yeah,
up the tower.
She'll knock again, and if there's no answer again, she'll start peering through the windows.
Sure. You knock again. There is no response.
It's window time, baby.
Window time, baby. On this same level, you go to peer through a window. Roll me a perception check.
15.
15.
Can Asphyxia as well, because she's looking through her familiar's eyes on Gwendolyn's
I have bardic
shoulder.
inspiration.
Oh yeah, on the shot. And you do have inspiration, that is correct.
Oh, 23.
Sure. And yeah, you're able to make a check as well.
Wait, let me just double check. I think I used my perception because she's got a feet thing. Yes. 20. Dirty 20.
20 and 23. Excellent. It is enough to note that inside it is very dark in there. No lights, no candles, no nothing on the inside. You see that there are tables and chairs in there meant for usually for greeting guests and that kind of thing that are kind of askew across the room. There are chairs and such that are kind of like propped up against doors, against bookcases, and there are strange amounts of fabric all over the place that's kind of haphazardly laid out across everywhere. There are books that have kind of flown off the shelves, and one of the bookcases is like half blown over. And you see that there are small amounts of light filtering in from the top where the staircase descends from the upper levels, noting still that there is light coming from the upper levels of the tower.
So the window, is it kind of one of those ones that you could push open up, or is it?
It's a bite.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you open, yeah, you know what I'm about.
Yeah. Can I just like whoop in?
That would require the window being open. The window is locked.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Can I try and lockpick the door?
You can. All right. Do you have thieves' tools?
And that's a good question. I have literally no tools. How did that happen? How am I gonna do that? Okay, I'm gonna spin around to the rest of the party, and I'm out of ideas.
She'll hear, like, whispered in her ear, Asphyxia's voice, just, well, at least you tried.
Ooh, Gwendolyn, mad, but keeping composed.
So would everyone have approached the tower at this point, do you think? Well, like, everyone who... Except
I've
for
definitely
maybe
crept
Faye.
out of the shadows and joined her. Probably at the point that I see that she's skulking, like around to the windows, back to the front door. Like clearly the knock on the door plan is done.
Mm-hmm.
As we approach, I know it's not terribly far, but can I just do like a look around to see like if there's any kind of movement, like if there's like, I don't know, foliage, shrubbery, wildlife, you know, like just if there's any movement, if we're being watched by anything.
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Ow.
15!
15. Nice. It is enough to notice that there is a regular amount of wildlife around you. It's not unnaturally still, but it's not like overly active either.
Okay. Okay.
So the front door is locked. The windows are locked. You're staring at the tower before you. What's the move?
You said as we were approaching that we could see that there were lights on.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not on the ground floor, where do the lights start?
The uppermost level.
How many windows is that up?
That is a lot of windows. That is 8 windows.
8.
A number.
It's a very tall tower.
You love 8. It comes back
I
again.
know. Make me make up a number and it's gonna be 8.
I'm going to point up to those windows that are lit up and say, well, it seems we need to go up there. Would anyone like to join me? And I'm immediately going to start trying to parkour my way up.
You certainly can attempt that. I'm also just getting a little bit of joy out of the fact that potentially we have an entire party with no one with thieves' tools. So that's pretty fun.
We're in trouble.
I have calligrapher's supplies because I was like, it's on theme. I live in a library. I'm not going to use those. Stab him in the eye with a pen.
Who knew the hardest part of this whole one shot would be getting through a door? Anyway, you certainly can attempt it. In order to parkour up the side of the tower, if you wish.
Yes. Now, the best way to go about this is... bear with me. Never played a monk before.
It's okay, it's a bit like that sometimes.
But yes, Shadow Step. In dim light or darkness as a bonus action, I can teleport up to 60 feet to an unoccupied space I can see that's also in darkness. So hopefully I, in the shadows down here, can see like a window with a ledge that is casting shadow, maybe the window below the lit up windows, like one story down from it.
Yeah.
Would that be within 60 feet?
That would be less than 60 feet. Because I think 60 feet isn't actually that high. I think
it's like 10 times a person. I mean, we're not in.
Oh no, that would be. Wait, hang on. Yeah. So let's say floor's 10 foot, right? Yeah, we've got 8 windows. It'd be 70 feet to that window.
Yeah, I've
So
just
that would be
realized
the
we're not in
7th
combat,
floor.
so I can probably just my way up.
Potentially, I don't know how often you can do it.
It doesn't say anything about. It just says as a bonus action. It's not like
much as you want.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
requires dim light or darkness.
Cool. In that case, I'll do that
Sure.
up until I get to the window below the lit up windows, and then just parkour my way up onto like. I don't know how the building is designed, but I'm hoping I can get onto a ledge or something in such a way that I can peer into a window where I'm not just kind of like hoisting myself up into full view of anyone who may be inside, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I get you completely. You are able to shadow step up to the 7th floor, and then you're able to kind of attempt that last bit. Make me an acrobatics check.
I'm good at acrobatics. Dice don't fail me now. 18.
18 is not too bad. It wasn't super hard roll. You are able to kind of come up to the side, and you manage to catch a hand on the ledge of the part that's casting light, and you're able to kind of like Spider-Man your way up the other side, kind of finding the grooves in the little bits of rock and able to like kind of move up to the side and do a little bit of a look. Before you see a man in grand robes sitting amongst a circle filled with candles. There's these lines inscribed onto the floor, a small cube in the center, and a small ring that's placed on top. And as you see, he's speaking in this voice that you perhaps don't recognize. What languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Okay, the language that you don't speak, and he begins in some kind of chant. Around the room, you see that there are 8 other people. Only 7 of them, only 1 of them, not 7 of them. 7 of them are dead. 1 remains still alive, but appears to be choking on something as the man continues to chant. And what you see on the dais before you, looking up a slight staircase that leads to this kind of mirror shape in front of you, you see this rift is slowly forming in the stone before it, this bright orange light that's coming from the side. Give me a moment. No. They don't appear to see you as they just sit there and they continue this chanting, this moving, and you see the magic moving around the room, and it is being taken from the bodies of the people around and slowly being sucked from the one who is still alive. And the chant continues and continues. You feel it is building to a crescendo, and it will soon be over. What do you do?
Okay. I'm gonna shuffle back until I am in shadows once again and back down in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I will be attempting not to look at all shaken by what I just saw, as I tell the party, yeah, that.
Well, I suppose we should probably hurry up a little bit then.
It did seem to be moving towards a conclusion. Does anyone know what, I don't want to say what language that might have been, because it doesn't really matter. Does anyone have any ideas as to what he's trying?
Does anyone in the party know what language it is? Ours?
Well, the thing is, they can't hear it.
But
Yeah.
Isadora mimicked it.
True. Isadora could attempt to mimic it. That is correct.
And also, Asphyxia can send her imp
Yeah.
up
True.
to, because it's invisible.
Do a little
just
sus.
Go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. See,
Wait,
this is why I shouldn't discount you all so quickly. Just
she speaks Abyssal
Mhm.
and Common, and her imp understands Infernal as well.
Then Asphyxia would understand everything that is coming from this wizard's mouth. It appears that he is making this chant in Abyssal.
Does she get a gist of, like, is there anything, like, repeating, reoccurring that she can glean?
Essentially, from the words that are kind of coming out of the guy's mouth, and the way that he's kind of saying it, essentially it is, bring unto us the Lord of Fire, may he rain down upon us and bring us our destruction, so on and so forth. And he appears to be saying a name that doesn't really have a direct translation. And it's just kind of a muddle of kind of sounds and things. You can't really, like, necessarily understand exactly what it is. And he says that and then continues on into that same rant and appears to be saying that in kind of a repeating pattern.
She'll repeat in Abyssal to Fae, because Fae also speaks Abyssal, and she'll kind of like, so tacky, and she'll repeat in Common to everyone else what is being said.
You have very high perception, don't you? Just passive perception?
Yeah.
You'll notice that Squid also understands what you're saying when you're speaking in Abyssal.
Curious and curious.
Squid's not playing around now.
Good.
Squid has been listening to all your conversations that you've been snarkily having with each other this entire trip.
To be fair, we would have been having, even though speaking Abyssal, most of them would be pretty quiet. But also, I feel like not of all the conversations would be snarky. A lot of them would just be the sort of like mundane conversation you would have with someone you've known for like 200 years.
Yeah.
Would just be like the acting really sketchy because they can, even though they're just like, yeah, I was thinking tomorrow we can have chicken. I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm
What if our
tired
demon
of
crab has any
chicken.
chicken?
He's not a crab!
Sounded
He
like a
could
crab
be.
to me.
He's covered in fur!
Oh
It's
god, a
Remy,
furry.
the
Crabs when they
ratatouille.
get saucy.
I'm concerned. Anyway, you're facing this tower. You can hear that the sounds are getting louder and louder. What do you do?
Are we at this point, are we wanting to have any element of surprise? We just want to get in there.
Yeah, Squid is already taking a few steps back in order to like blast the door, but they will listen to this. Are we going to be sneaky?
I don't
think
think
it's-
there's any point.
It's
If
most
we
important
interrupt
to
them, all the better.
yes, to
'cause
stop whatever's happening.
Asphyxia, as soon as like there's any gleam of like, yeah, sneakiness is off the table, she was just gonna like Eldritch Blast
Same.
the door.
Me too.
Sure.
Wiggly tentacles, Eldritch
Yeah.
Back up
Blast.
that door.
Can just all of us at the same
of us?
time shoot Eldritch Blur at this door?
Sure, you guys can go ahead. Roll me to hit the door.
What is going to hit?
13, 22, and 26.
Funnily enough, the 13 doesn't hit. You need to hit an AC of 15 for wood, but the others do hit. What about the rest of you?
22, 16. Wait, am I up to 3 or am I only up to 2?
You only did 2.
No, 3. 21.
21? Okay, perfect. All 3 of yours hit.
26, 27, and 13.
How sad. But that is 2 that hit. So roll me that damage, please.
I managed to roll the highest and the lowest I could, so that altogether comes to 15.
15? Okay.
15, sorry, 12, 10.
Mm-hmm.
10 and a 12.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, because I'll take the 10 away because I only hit it twice. Oh, that was a 9 anyway. I just can't read my dice and where the little dot to know if it's a 6 or a 9 is.
Fine.
So, 28 total.
All right, perfect. So, with that, you manage to break the door. How close would you all be standing when this happens?
Backed up.
Yeah, I've booped backwards into the tree line when I see that all of them are aiming 3 beams of Eldritch Blast at a wooden door.
Fair. Rough
I guess.
approximation at how far away you would
Probably
be.
100 feet away.
100 feet?
Yeah. Asphyxia can shoot them from 300 feet.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a while.
Yeah. She wouldn't be 300 feet away. She would just be wherever the group was.
That's fair.
I
That's
agree.
fair. Faye, I'm guessing, is well out of there.
So it would be like 2 steps behind Asphyxia.
Yeah. Ven, what about you?
Probably not like super duper far away, maybe like 10 or 20 feet behind them. Don't want to be too far back just in case.
Yep, but behind the firing line still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Issa, I'm guessing it's the same with you?
Yeah. Yeah, at the back of the group.
Perfect. Then none of you take the full brunt of the fire trap that ignites once the door is burst open. The force hits, and also, what was the spell that you cast at it? Squid?
Eldritch
Blast. Wait, why do you have an Eldritch Blast? I'm confused.
I get to pick them up as part of my bard thing. I could pick 2 spells from any class, and I picked cantrips.
Okay, I was like, is this going to be a moment where like you pretend to be a cleric but you're actually an Eldritch person?
No,
I'm like,
no,
wait,
no.
that
It's just
doesn't
a bard
work.
thing.
Okay, sure. But the important thing to note is that no one takes any damage from the erupting fire trap that comes from the door as soon as it is burst down. The forces of, I can't do quick maths, but let's say 7. Don't think it's actually 7. Pretty sure it's, wait, it is 7. I got it right. Dang it. Hit onto the door all at once. The door splinters open and then that lock cracks directly on the inside, and a fireball size shape reaches out 60 feet in diameter in the space around and upwards into the tower. You smell the smell of burning books and tables, and the kind of licks onto the stones for a moment, but all of you managing to keep away. But that definitely left a lot of noise. And you definitely haven't had a quiet beginning. But what's the plan from here? The fire slowly settles down. You are able to continue on inside, if that's what you wish.
Yeah, Gwendolyn probably tried to go in first, seeing as she was very happy to just absolutely blow her brains out by getting hit by that fire trap before.
Luckily she didn't have any tools.
No, thank God.
But yes. Everyone heading inside?
Asphyxia, the same as she'd done the previous night, is going to touch the gem in her chest, and a thicker-limbed version of this horrific elongated creature next to her appears.
Sure. All right, you're going to head on inside. Look, I'm just feeling really nice today. Feel like there's anything that you need to do before you head on inside? Nothing at all? Perhaps?
I'm gonna drink my fire resistance potion.
Cool, yeah, love
That's
that
a good
for you.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also Asphyxia left her imp is up invisible on the windowsill, like
Yep.
to monitor if anything changes in the room. Was there any reaction to the door exploding into fire after being hit with like 9 Eldritch Blasts?
We will address that in a sec. Just checking that everyone is having their potions, right? Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Also,
sorry.
I know we probably won't be. Maybe you won't be sneaking that much, but I'll cast Pass Without a Trace as well in case we want to once we're inside the tower. I think I can. It doesn't say how many people. This says.
I think it's up to 6 normally.
creature.
So, or is it 8? I actually can't remember.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
It's enough for you guys. That's the important thing.
Yeah, I'll pass it. Cast it on everyone.
But yes, you are able to do that as well. So what you notice from your familiar up in the top floors is you kind of link into it telepathically. You see that as the explosion kind of sounds, and you see like there's a slight bit of light that comes up from the inside from the light from the explosion from further down. You see that the wizard inside stops for only a moment before increasing in tempo, seeming to try to finish off this spell. And you're seeing that that rip in the wall is getting longer and longer, and it's starting to open up. And as you're kind of moving on inside and as you're rushing up the stairs, you start to see a single claw begins clawing its way out of that rip in the wall until it is completely a hand, and then an arm. And out of it, a huge creature emerges with large horns atop its head and wings on its back, and it kind of sits back in the room at the top. And this is at the point that you're 6-7 feet floors up. You're about to walk into this room. And the creature looks down at the wizard, and the wizard, sweating profusely at this point, obviously having sacrificed the people around him in order to summon this thing, picks up the ring off the floor, off of that cube, and offers it to the creature. And you hear this because you are just below where this is happening. You hear this exchange, as well as you, Asphyxia, seeing this. He offers the ring, and he looks up to it and says, "Oh, great Baelor, I offer you this to do your bidding. If you would but follow me and do what I need you to do." And the Baelor, with its giant flaming whip beside it, wings extending well around it, looks down at him and says, "No." And steps out and smushes him underneath his feet. Having heard that, what do you all do?
Laugh.
Fair.
I think probably,
At the wizard's expense.
yeah, Asphyxia would have been just like saying in a low voice what was happening and would join Gwendolyn laughing. God, what an idiot!
Exactly.
Am I right?
So you've all just heard this like pathetic wizard at the top just being like, "Yo, dude, you gonna help me?" And this thing's just gone fucking smack directly into the ground.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, that changes things.
I would like to be thinking thoughts about if I know who the fuck Baelor is.
Well, you can certainly roll me a history check. Just trying to think if there was anything better than that, but I think history check works.
No, I'm happy with that.
also?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, anyone who would like to roll, feel free. I have no
28.
issue with that. 28?
19.
19?
21.
23.
Also 21.
19.
Damn, guys, you're going well.
I got a huge
You
brain.
want to know who it is?
So essentially, I needed to make sure that I was actually correct in that. Not that, I don't really give two shits about canon lore anyway, so I don't know why I looked it up. But essentially, Baelors are a type of demon. The name or the word that you were hearing, Asphyxia, was actually its true name. But this instead is more a general way of referring to a creature of that kind of station. And all of you would know this, having gotten over like a 15. Like, spending a lot of time in a library, having any kind of understanding of like abyssal hierarchy, you would understand this. They are essentially the most powerful generals, only second to the lords themselves. The demon lords, the head honchos, the top of the house. These things are fucking powerful, and they are able to sway battles by their pure presence.
So are they essentially like a demonic version of a pet fiend? Like
Uh,
like,
yeah, I guess
not,
so.
Not
Hey.
in terms of what they do, but like they're that like echelon of just like typically
Yeah.
like the top generals that are.
I like to think of pit fiends more as jailers, and Baelors are more like executioners, but definitely that top like tier of the hierarchy. If a Baelor was to rebel against a demon lord, it would be a considerable battle. Like, they are not something to sneeze at. But they're also not meant to be on the immaterial plane either. So then as you all kind of come to this realization as this has happened as well, you see the tower around you begins to crack and shape, and all the stones around you seem to lift in this strange way, kind of levitating and holding themselves in the air, and kind of slowly begin to spiral around you. And you see the floor above you kind of dismantles itself, and it reveals the Baelor before you. The stairs slowly begin to move away from the positions where you're at. And this creature kind of stretching itself, removing some gunk from its feet, and just kind of moving around, finally looks to see you all on the platform before you, kind of floating through the air with it. It looks at you directly with its large eyes, and it grins. "A worthy challenger, I hope." And it cracks its whip to the side and moves towards you. And it is at that point that we will take our break.
Terrifying.
Oh no.
I love this for you all. All right, so we're gonna take a break. We will be back. I believe in you all. I have no fears. Not the slightest one. I hope and wish that everyone will still be here when we get back, and you better, because otherwise I will book you. Because you gotta know how this battle goes. Because I don't even know how it's gonna go. So, you know, there's that. All right. We will be back soon. Do we have a break question?
What is the worst thing someone can do to a book, in your opinion?
Dog
Oh,
ear
that's bad.
page, baby.
Exactly the same level of thought.
Yeah.
All right.
Reading in a really humid room and getting the pages all
Oh.
wrinkly.
Ooh, dropping it in the bath.
Oh, it hurts.
Borrowing a
Wow.
book and then it's returned to you and it's got like it's dirty. If it's your own book, it's okay. But if you borrow someone else's book and it's like, you know, I can handle a little bit of dirt. But when it's like,
Well, it's got like food in the
Same.
pages.
Ugh.
Bad.
Who eats
Perish.
and reads?
Oh no, the worst is when library books like glue the dust cover so that you can't remove the dust cover when you're reading.
Yeah,
Our library doesn't do that.
not at all. All right, perfecto. We will be back very, very shortly. Appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you soon. Bye-bye. Blam, blam. I didn't fuck it up this time. I love that for us. Okay, immediately, I need each of you to roll for initiative.
Yahoo!
I was making the sound.
I fucking aced it.
17. Oh, I'll keep my mouth shut.
No, it's okay. I just won't pay any attention to the numbers until I ask for them. So, I also need paper. Where is my paper? I will write it in my gratitude section of my notebook.
Aww.
Grateful for some deaths for the DM. So 25 to 20.
Maths. Sorry. Barbarians have advantage on initiative rolls, and so I'm
Correct.
just 22. Wait.
I also got 22.
Oh.
What's her dex score?
I have +3.
I have less than that.
Me.
So Ven is first. I'm writing this in a pen that cannot be visible.
I'm doing the turn tracker in tabletop sims.
Oh,
Just
duh. I was
checking
like,
up me.
hang on. Hang on. I could have done that. I'm
I
silly.
don't think I
Who's gonna
spelled
stare at it?
everyone's names right, but I did my best.
Look, it's good. So 15 to 20?
Me, 17.
17? 10 to 15?
Oh, wait, sorry, 16.
Oh, sure.
I can't count.
Mood. 10 to 15?
14.
Squid.
Wow.
So... Gwen? Didn't you get 15?
I got 17.
Oh, I've already put your name down and everything. I'm just stupid. So then, 5 to 10.
Oh, me. 7.
I was about to be like, guys. And then that would leave...
Like, I have a +5 to initiative. I have to be. at
I was
least.
about to be really sad for you all. I'm like, damn. But Asphyxia, that makes you last, is that right?
I got 4.
Okay. Cool.
I'm not a monk today.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Then first up, we have Ven. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'll be right there with you. I accidentally moved the whole tracker. and
It's
I
fine.
panicked.
It's fine.
Okay.
So while you're doing that, then I can explain some things about the creature, I guess, as you're kind of like looking at it. It stands as a huge creature, so 15 feet by 15 feet at its base. And it stands on 2 legs and has a long tail that extends at the back. But most importantly, there is a long sword in the left that crackles with energy and a whip in its right that is wrought with flames. And atop its head, you see 2 horns that extend back and a face that is terrifying to most people. Probably to all of you, it's not as terrifying as what it should be, potentially. But that is the creature that you're facing down, and 2 large wings on its back as well that look strong enough to carry it quite a distance too.
Okay. Cool. Woohoo! I would like to rage, please.
Okay.
Okay. And there's a thing I need to keep track of. So okay. So when I rage,
Mhm.
then her eyes kind of glaze over a little bit,
Mhm.
and they go completely red, and then she kind of she does a roar that does not sound like a sound that a person can make, and she sprouts a tail that looks like a dragon's tail, because that is a thing that I can do.
Okay.
Yep, so I have a tail. And it happens when I rage. And then how far is it to get to old mate?
So 55 feet from where you are currently are.
55. Okay. If I can, so I meant to ask you about this before the game, but we'll do it live. There's an optional feature from Tasha's Barbarians that part of the bonus action when you rage, you can move up to half your speed as well.
Sick.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I don't mind.
So that. Okay, I thought I'd check. I didn't just want to be like, this is how it is because I'm there. Anyway, I will. So that gives me 20 feet. And then I will go. Because then I'll have 40 left of regular movement.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll make it to it easy.
Yep.
I'll probably
Yeah.
What side do I want to go on? I mean, I suppose it can hit me with any weapon from anywhere, so it doesn't matter whether I'm...
Well, so, as you move up, you move your 20 feet towards it. Once you get within, let's say, if you get within 5 feet of it, you see that there is this movement in the air of heat and such that kind of barrages you from all sides. That wasn't quite as visible as what it was before. You get the feeling that too close to this creature will continually harm you. And its body itself roils with heat and flame.
Okay, in that case, alright, I'm glad I chose the tail. I will stay 10 feet away.
Okay.
Because the tail is a reach weapon.
Okay.
So
turn around and I'm gonna slap you.
I mean, yeah, basically. I mean, for now, that'll do.
Love it for you.
So, okay. So many things! Okay. And then I would like to hit it, if I may.
Alright.
No, I have 2 attacks. Yes, I have 2 attacks. Okay, right. Cool. Alright. Okay, there's another thing I need to check, but I don't have to do that right now. But I'm telling myself out loud, because if I don't, I will forget. Okay.
To be fair, poor thing, you are the one that attacks first.
Yeah. It's just there. Gotta carry the initiative on my shoulders. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Alright, cool. Alright. I will roll the hit. I will do that. Not reckless, just regular.
Not reckless. Oh.
Look, that comes later when we get desperate. Okay. That is
right now isn't desperate.
Well, not yet.
Give us a good hit first.
Yeah. 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. Okay.
And you're using your tail to make this attack, is that correct?
I'm using my tail.
So 10 feet
and-
behind.
Yeah, because it's
Okay.
got reach, so it gives me
Yep.
10 foot. Anyway, okay. So, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do the other to hit first.
Yep.
That is 19.
19. 19 does hit.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okie dokie. So that is.
Hit me with it, friend.
Oh, I do this for you. Okay, that is 8 piercing damage on the first one, and rolled an 8. 13 piercing damage on the second one. Oh wait, no, I do extra rage damage, don't I? I don't know.
Yes, you get your +3 probably at that point.
Yes, I do. So that would be +6 in total.
+6, yep.
Good thing I remembered that.
Actually, yeah, I completely forgot.
And on the second hit, I'm gonna use
Oh, sorry, I should double check. Is your tail considered magical?
Yes, it is.
Good to know.
At
Good to
this
know.
level, it is.
Good to know.
Um,
No reason at all.
Oh no, that's fine. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna use Infectious Fury, which is when I hit with my natural weapons, which is the tail.
Mhm.
I need Mr. Man, Mr. Steal Your Wizard. I don't know. I need him to make a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
The DC is 16.
The dice are ruthless. That's a 4.
Okay. He now takes 2d12 psychic damage.
Sick. Good to know.
Oh, okay. It's 9.
I'll have you know, I rolled a natural 20 for my initiative and a natural 1 for my saving throw. So, pain.
Oh. I mean, I feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for it. That is 11 psychic damage.
11. Okay, good to know.
You rolled a natural 1 for your initiative and still got 22?
No, I rolled a 20 for my initiative and a 1 for my saving throw. Could you imagine?
My brain
Plus
completely switched
22?
those around. I was like, you what?
I'm done.
All right, perfecto. Excellent. We moved down the turn order. It is the Baylor's turn. Standing, watching each of you and seeing Ven having appeared in front, it reaches out, one with its long sword and a second with its whip. First will be a 16 to hit.
To hit me, I'm guessing.
Yep.
16 does not hit.
16 does not hit. Oh fuck, I'm screwed. No, we good. 27?
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, so then the second hit with the whip kind of reaches out and hits you in the side. And you take... Oh, I rolled 3, that's not right. Stupid. Okay, first is... I can't do maths. It's literally 10 plus 8. 18. God, I'm stupid sometimes. Oh, it doesn't re-roll it. How annoying. And then we have 13 fire damage. So the first being slashing damage, 18 slashing damage, and then
so
13 fire damage.
Okay, so is it 18 and then I halved to 9? Or is the 18 already halved?
So yes, the 18 will be halved to 9
Okay.
for the rage, and then you will take the full amount of fire damage. I also need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, sorry, how much fire damage was it?
That was 13.
So that'll be halved as well with resistance?
That is
With the
correct.
potion?
Yes. I forgot about the potions that I gave you.
So is that half to 6?
Yes, you always round
Okay.
down when it's
Okay.
for you guys.
Cool.
If it benefits
Strength
me,
saving.
no.
Okay. 15.
15. The whip wraps its way around one of your shoulders and pulls you towards it, bringing you within that 5-foot space around it. All right, but that is all that happens. Next up, we have Gwendolyn. What would you like to do?
How far roughly am I away from the baby?
So you guys are at the base, which is 55 feet from the creature. I'm just going to say
Okay.
all of you start in those spaces.
Okay, no worries. I'm gonna move to 30 feet away from them. And I'm going to first use a bonus action to do Hexblade's Curse, which once per short rest, as a bonus action, you can choose one creature that you see 30 feet away to curse it for 1 minute. So we gain +4 to damage rolls, that's everyone.
Okay.
And score crits on 19s or 20s.
Damn. All right.
And then my actual action, I am going to summon my pact weapon, which is a scimitar. It's like a silvery scimitar with celestial runes and things up the blade. Very pretty. I'm just going to kind of wait because I can't really do anything with it now.
All fair, all fair. Perfect. Excellent. So next up we have Fae. What would you like to do?
I would like to cast Hunter's Mark
Okay.
on the big boy
Sure.
at 3rd level.
Mhm.
I don't know what doing at 3rd level actually makes a difference.
It's the extra d6, yeah? For a hit?
Oh wait, it means you can maintain your concentration for longer. That doesn't really make
okay.
a difference. So I'm just gonna cast it as a normal one. Yes. So I cast Hunter's Mark,
Yep.
and I will shoot him with my big crossbow.
All right.
That is a 25.
25.
She has
does
2
hit.
crossbows. She has like a small one,
Mhm.
like that's like attached to her wrist, and she has a big one on her back. So she pulls off like the big crossbow.
Damn.
Shoot him with it. Yes, 25 and that was a bad roll. That's 7
7?
from the crossbow damage and
Just checking, is your crossbow magical by any chance?
I don't know.
Is it like a +1,
It's-
+2?
Yes.
Okay, yep. If it's a +1, +2 weapon, it is a magical weapon. So.
Okay, it is the vicious crossbow.
Okay.
Sorry. I'll play this longer. And then how do I roll a dice? Please roll.
I had that same issue
Oh,
before.
wait, I rolled 3. The first one was a 1. So this is very bad. Yeah. So it's just 1 extra damage, so it's 8.
Oh, okay, sure.
I'm a level 11 character, and I did 8 damage in an attack. Very good.
Do you only get 1 attack?
Oh wait, I got more attacks.
Yeah.
Do I get 2 or do I get 3?
And is that with Hunter's Mark damage as well?
Yes. That
Oh,
was
okay.
the
So that was
one.
a yep. Yep. I'm with you.
I think it's just 1. I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm just gonna do 1 more.
Like how many more you would have?
That's
per
a
turn?
19. Yeah, I know I have at least 1 more, but I don't know if I have 2 more. So that's a 19 to hit.
19 would hit. Yes, that is correct.
Okay. And that's 9.
9? 9 damage?
And then 13 damage.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. So you can certainly do that damage towards it as well. 2 little crossbow bolts go into the creature.
8 crossbow bolts.
Ah.
They just don't hurt very much.
Oh. Perfect. Excellent. You can do that. I'm also just going to double check how many attacks you have in the meantime as well.
Yeah, I thought that it would just be on here, but...
It should say, like, if you have it in... Is it in D&D Beyond?
Yeah.
It should say at the top of your attacks per action.
Oh, 2.
Oh, okay. It is 2. Okay, cool.
Hmm.
All right. Excellent. Perfect. Was there anything else you wanted to do in your turn? You're currently standing kind of like at the doorway. Haven't really moved anywhere yet.
Is there somewhere I can hide nearby? I don't want to get too far from...
You get the feeling probably the best place to hide is the place you're at, but that does kind of leave you exposed to the back, which is kind of slowly floating away from the tower. So it depends on whether you would be more interested in being hidden from the creature or kind of just taking a position that's not quite so close to the open air around you.
Okay.
I
guess to be hidden from the creature?
Sure. Then you would basically be staying where you're at, because it's like the stairs would go up and then you're looking at the creature. So if you stay
So there's
here...
nowhere to hide up there?
So going up there would just kind of be like at its eye level. So if you remain where you are, you've got kind of the cover from the stairs.
So we have to stay in the stairwell, or there's no other cover in the room?
I mean, you could probably try and find it, but... So, let me try and explain this as best I can. You go up on the stairs, and then there's like the top bit of the stairs, which is at its eye level, and then 2 stairs that go down the side. There's kind of just walls and such there. You wouldn't really be hiding from anything. Obviously, it's already engaged with something else, but there's not really the kind of cover that you're probably looking for. The best place is probably exactly where you are.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alright, I'll just stay.
And then, yeah, we were talking about +4. Is it just straight damage? +4?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, no roll.
Oh, cool. So an extra 8.
Alright, extra 8.
Sick. Wonderful.
Love that for you. Alright. Then you'll stay where you are and remain as hidden as possible. Next up, we have Squid. What would you like to do?
I am going to cast Intellect Fortress,
Mm-hmm.
which is big, shimmery, protective barrier which protects me for 10 minutes, and also if there's somebody within 30 feet of me and they fail a saving throw, I can use my reaction to get them to reroll that.
Sure.
But I don't really have any bonus actions, so that's basically all I'm going to do.
Okay, sure. Are you remaining where you are?
Look, I'll back up a little bit just because I feel like that's what you do if a demon fell through the roof, but I don't think it's going to make any difference, honestly.
So the point where you are is as backed up as you can be, but you're happy to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So you'll be right beside Fae as well.
Okay.
So that's probably... And Gwendolyn would still be within your 30-foot range at the moment as well. So is everyone else who still hasn't had their turn either. It's just Ven that wouldn't be in your range. So was that all?
Yep, unfortunately. That's it for now.
You just go, shield, and then... There we go.
Basically, yeah.
Alright, perfect. Isadora.
First I would like to use Shadow Step to boop myself directly at the feet of this creature. Like, I want to be right behind his calf, essentially.
I fear for your life. Okay.
Action. So do I. It's great. So I will use my 2 attacks to hack at his Achilles tendon twice with my sickle.
Okay. Do you want to roll the first hit?
That is natty 20, so 29
nice.
to hit.
So with criticals, we do first hit is max, second hit you roll for.
Sweet. Okay, so my second attack was a 27. Does that hit as well?
Oh, sorry. For the
Oh.
critical, like your damage, your first damage
Yeah.
will be max, and then your second dice that you roll for your crit will be rolled. So if it's
Cool.
D8, it would be 8 plus whatever you roll in the D8.
Yeah. So that is 8 plus 5, 5, 6, 10 damage,
And 4.
14 damage.
Wait, 8 plus 5 is 13.
Okay, sure.
Sorry.
Fucking math. We've discussed that nobody in this campaign can do math.
And then plus 4 for the extra damage.
Yep.
All right, perfect. Just before you do your next
And-
attack, I believe
Yes.
you fully that you will do that next attack. However, I just need to do something first. In response, as you kind of hit the creature, you see flames lick up your arms, and it does 12 fire damage, which is reduced to 6.
Cool. Also, because that hit, I would like to use a key point to attempt a stunning strike.
Constitution
hit?
saving throw?
Con save of 15.
Are you for real? Oh no, I think I make it with the saving throw bonus anyway. 17?
Oh, no, it's 15. Alright. So I'll use my other action now to swing again.
Mm-hmm.
Which I did already roll for, if you're cool with me using that roll. It
Yeah,
was
yeah, of
27.
course. I just wanted you to be aware that that was what you were doing if you consciously choose to do that second one.
Yeah, look, I can tank 6 damage. I have bad con, but I'm not that squishy.
Monk being a barbarian. Oh, I love this. Sure. What was the damage for that one?
8 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Plus 4. So,
And I
bro,
would-
8 plus 4 plus 4?
No,
No.
it was 8.
Yep.
So it was 3 plus 5 plus 4.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So 12 damage, and I would also like to use another key point to attempt stunning strike again.
Sure. That, funnily enough, is a 14.
Okay, the
Yay!
creature is stunned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, perfect.
Go nuts, guys.
The fire around the creature will only do 9 damage, which is reduced to 4.
Yep.
Alright, perfect. Oh, alrighty. Next up. Was there anything else you wanted to do your turn?
I don't think I can. I'm not going to try this right now because it's stunned anyway, but if I spend a key point, because it's saying like spend a key point and you can do something as a bonus action, but I've already used my bonus action, so I can't just indefinitely do that, right?
Yeah.
Stunning strike's not a bonus action if you're meaning.
No, I already used my bonus action to shadow step,
Oh,
whatever it's
shadow
called,
step.
straight up to him. So no, I have nothing else I can do.
Sick. Alright, perfect. Asphyxia, what would you like to do?
Asphyxia is going to step out of the stairway, and she's going to use her bonus action, and she is going to use Form of Dread, which is a transformation. So any part of her that's like the deeper tone, like all the skin splits open, and like shadowy ichor starts kind of seeping from it, and her skin on her face goes slightly translucent, so you can see like the bone through her flesh, and her horns get bigger, and the scars on her back, big shadowy wings, erupt out as she, what was the wording, takes the form to manifest an aspect of your patron's dread. And I already rolled and added temp hit points. And then she's just gonna start shooting eldritch blasts at the bear.
Sure. Were you remaining in this place that you're at?
Yes, so she's coming just like kind of out of the doorway, because that's
Yep.
like
Sure.
60 feet away-ish. What didn't you say?
So it's
the
55 from
stairway
where
is-
you were.
So yeah, I guess she's just like moving,
A little
skirting
bit.
around. Yeah, like staying on the perimeter, but like skirting around.
Yep,
And
with
she
ya.
is going to shoot 3 Eldritch Blasts.
Sure.
First one is 28.
That does hit.
Second one is 24. And 2 5s. And the third one is 14. So I have a feeling that probably doesn't hit a Baylor, but maybe it does. It's big.
Was it 14, did you say?
Yeah.
No, that one does not hit.
So first 2 are, I definitely remember the dice I need for the damage, D10s. So the first one is 12.
12.
And she's going to replace that damage from force to necrotic.
Okay,
with a form
sure.
Of dread. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw to not be scared of her.
That's 23.
It's not scared of her. But Spear of Lethargy means that its movement is reduced by 10 feet.
It's stunned and now it's just like...
And then the second one is also 12, but that is force damage.
Oh, I should have not been an idiot. I do actually have advantage, but that did save anyway. I'm just stupid. It's fine.
And then end of her turn, her fiendish spirit is also gonna just like kind of step past everyone in the stairway, just like sorry, yeah, and that's gonna lumber forward. And multi-attack. It's got 3 attacks, which I think of my spell.
Does that have a certain speed range? Would that reach it in time, do you
I
think?
think it's 60 feet.
Okay, yeah. Then easy peasy.
Wait, let me see. Because it's the Yugoloth form. No, it has 40 feet. So it lumbers 40 feet and is just ready and waiting to close the gap next turn.
Sure, it's standing about 15 feet away then.
And then her other familiar is just going to fly. I'm just going to attach the imp to the Yugoloth, and it's just going to do help every time for the sake of brevity. And then that is her turn.
All right, perfect. Ven, it is your turn. You're standing within 5 feet of the creature having been pulled in by its whip.
Okay. Am I grappled or anything, or just?
No. It just pulls you towards it.
Okay, I just wanted to have a little cuddle. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Dope. All right. All right. I am going to show myself the world shining, shimmering, and splendid. I feel like I'm nice.
Oh shit! Should we have done extra damage for the Eldritch Blast as well?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I didn't add the 4, so I add plus 8.
It was
Because
3.
it was
Oh, it was
strike.
2 hits, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yep, cool.
5s.
Anyway, sorry, Ven.
No, you're cool. Okay. All right. I am going to take 2 swings with my +2 great axe. It's magical. Don't worry. I got you, fam.
Staying where you are?
Yep.
Cool.
Well, if I move away, he's just gonna, well, he's incapacitated. I don't know why I needed to turn into a Muppet to ponder. Yeah, alright, I'll back up 10 feet. Yeah, that's smart. Let's do that.
Back up 10 feet?
Yeah, because I got my tail.
But up to 10 feet? Because if you back up 10, you're at 15.
Ah, well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
know what I
cool.
mean. Yeah. It's alright, we'll get there at the end. Okay. Okay, alright. I don't know what a D20 is now for some reason. Okay. Oh, at advantage because he's. Brain. Okay. Oh! I got a natural 20!
Nice. What's
okay.
all the crits, guys?
Oh,
Y'all
geez,
are
my
testing
terror
me
dice on
tonight.
this last one. Okay, so I'll Just writing stuff down so I can. All right, I'll do the other one now.
Yeah, that's actually a good point though. It is stunned, so you should have advantage on this as well.
Yeah.
Is that another crit?
I just got another natural 20. Oh my
As a
God,
barbarian,
okay.
you should have brutal critical too.
Yeah, no, but they were both like on the dice.
Yeah, yeah.
Natural 20s, yeah.
And don't forget, 19s are also crits, so get
Yeah.
excited about that too.
Well, as
Oh
a
my
brutal
God.
critical, you should be able to roll 3 dice, not just 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Okay. Okay, alright, okay. Let's do this. Okay, I need a D8. Okay, yes. Okay, so I roll. Bloody hell. Okay.
It might
So the
even
first-
be at 12. It might be the 3rd level brutal, 2nd level brutal critical.
No, it's just yeah.
Okay.
I think that's level 13. It goes
Ah,
on to the next
right.
one. Okay.
Look, class
the-
I actually know something about. Love that for me.
Oops. Okay. Sorry, I'm just doing maths.
It's
So
difficult.
it's-
Understood.
So that's so I got 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 on the first hit, including
Yep.
Hex.
Mhm.
And the second hit. Wait, no, that didn't include my rage. That was so it's +3, so that's 26 on the first hit.
Okay.
And the second hit. 7. 7. Wait, did I do that right? No, I didn't do that right. Hang on. Sorry, there's a lot of numbers.
It is okay.
5. Okay.
To be fair, you
Sorry,
crit twice.
So the first one is 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 on the first hit. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong number. I was looking at the to hit number and not what you add to the damage. So anyway.
I've already added it. I don't care.
And the second hit is 14. 26 on the second hit.
26. Oh, well, I'll do 22 this time because I had 26 last time.
Hey.
Sick.
Yeah, that is I think I know that you can do like off weapon fighting or something with like a bonus action, but like you can't. I don't know how to do
If
that.
it's melee, so if you're within melee range, and you have an offhanded weapon, like if you're holding 2 hand axes, you can make an offhanded weapon attack, but you do have to do that at melee. It can't be a thrown weapon.
Yeah, I'm making but that's right, that light melee weapon, and so yeah, my tail is not light. It is a thick tail. So never mind. That's me done. Carry on.
All right, then the creature has its turn. That does mean that Isadora, who is currently within 5 feet of it, you will now take an additional amount of fire damage, which is equal to 12, so reduced to 6. As the beginning of the creature's turn, the flames kind of move around, kind of not quite visible when you are further away, but closer you can definitely feel the heat singeing your skin. So 6 fire damage in total with the reduction from resistance. But the creature is stunned, and so essentially, what is the wording here? Just need to double check because I always get this wrong. Because I think he might be able to do something. Might be able to do a little something. Says incapacitated, but does that include something else? Oh, can't take actions or reactions. Ignore me then. All right, perfect. It will just stand there and go, wow, really wish that this was better. I really wish I'd made different decisions in my life that would lead to something different to this outcome. But that is essentially how it's going to do, except it will look to each of you in the party as well, and just stop for a moment and speak out in Abyssal. And also, for those of you who are maybe further away, we'll begin speaking in your mind using telepathy. We'll say, we may be much better together than apart. I have no qualms defeating you. But if you do choose to take the right side, I'd be happy to lead you down the right path. But we'll remain stunned, because can't move. Actually, he'll have to say that in telepathy, because he can't speak. So we'll go with that. Anyway, just want to have a cute moment with my boy. Gwendolyn, it's now your turn.
Hell yeah, baby. I'm gonna do 2 attacks with my magical scimitar. Hell
You
yeah,
moving up
packed
to do it?
weapon. Hey?
You moving up?
Yeah,
to do
moving
it?
up. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Cause you're moving.
I'm using
on.
using D&D Beyond to roll because I am Potato Head.
Sure.
So this is taking some time.
That's okay.
The first one is a 27 to hit.
That does hit.
And 14 damage.
14 damage, and that's slashing with a magical weapon. I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah, slashing damage.
Do you get your own plus
Good
to your
question.
curse?
Yes, yeah.
So is that that including? Or?
Yeah, that was with the 4, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yep.
We'll let it roll again.
Let it roll. Let it
It's
roll.
so much
let it
easier
roll.
just doing it with your dice, but whatever. Oh no, a 13 doesn't hit.
13 doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Alrighty.
But you do manage to hit with one of them, so that does mean that as you hit that creature, it instead deals back to you 10 fire damage, which is reduced to 5.
Kill him.
Alright, was there anything else you wanted to do?
I think I'm done. Yeah.
Alright, Faye, it is your turn.
How many people are, like, in melee range, like within 10 feet of him?
3. Well, technically, yes. So Ven is 10 feet, and Gwendolyn and Isadora are both within 5 feet. So there are 3 people.
Okay. Many of my spells do collateral damage?
Depending on how high they are, this is a creature that is huge, so encompasses quite a range. So, like, if there is an AoE effect, you can always cast it up. There's no roof to worry about or anything like that.
Okay, yeah. I'll, like, cast it at its head then, if that won't then
Sure.
hit every other person. I will drop Hunter's Mark and as a bonus action cast Lightning Arrow instead.
Mhm.
And I will attack.
Because, yeah, what would the range on that be? Like, the space?
It's just on my projectile, so it would be on whatever I cast. It's
right.
It's cast, like, on the arrow.
Yep. Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
That's very cool.
Yes. Well, it was a natural 1 on the first one.
You do get advantage
12.
because it's stunned.
Oh, thank God. That's 24.
24
on the
does
first
hit.
one, and 27 on the second one.
Yep, 27 hits too.
And 14 damage, 11 damage, and then 4d8 lightning damage.
+4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus 8, because 2 hits.
plus 8.
Oh yeah.
That's ridiculous, though.
Plus 15.
Damn. Like that Hexblade curse thing? Like, damn.
It's insane that it's every hit as well.
Yeah, it's
so
ridiculous.
Good.
It's only for a minute though, so I am writing down.
Yeah, that's 10 rounds though.
I mean,
Like,
that's
that's
a
a
lot.
lot.
How about that?
So much.
And then, yes, I'll just move to be close to Asphyxia.
Sure. She's very close to you already, so you're only moving like 5-10
I thought
feet.
she moved up. Okay, well, still
Yeah.
like- lurking behind her.
Don't you dare.
Don't do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Squid, what would you like to do?
I am going to just pew pew some Eldritch Blast because I don't have a lot
Oh
of
my God.
offensive spells. Oh my god, what?
Nothing?
What?
Nothing?
Oh, I rolled 2 12s that time. So that's 2 20s to hit, and then 1 natural 20. Plus 8,
Nice.
so 28.
Yeah.
So
Wait, what were
with
the first
D10
twos were 20, yeah?
Yeah,
So yeah,
just
that'll
one
hit. Yeah,
20s.
yeah.
Yeah. So is that a 6 or is that a 9? That's a 9. The first one's an 8, the second one is a 9, and then the other one is a 10 plus whatever this is, which is again either a 6 or a 9. This one doesn't have a dot. It says 90. Yeah, it says 90. It can't say 06.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's another 9. So that's 19 on that last one.
And then that's plus 3 4s, right?
Yes. I could attempt an set, but I wasn't. paying
Yeah,
attention to the
cool.
words I was
Alright.
saying.
I was really excited to have this like big epic encounter. It's really gonna be great. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really impactful. But instead it gets taken down by a wholesome squid. How will your Eldritch Blast take down this creature?
Look, I don't know. Everything that I do is like kind of tentacly because I have tentacles. So I've kind of been imagining that the Eldritch Blast, instead of looking like a normal pew pew, kind of just looks like tentacles shooting out from them.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna bitch slap him to death with my tentacle blasts.
Is this like a moment where you just like extend them and just
Slap, slap, slap.
Alright. So that's exactly what you do as your Eldritch Blast reach out to this creature, and it looks to you and it looks like it's ready to go for you, and you see as it's trying to break free from that stun around it, you see its entire body try to blink out of the restraints that it's held in as those ethereally tentacly bullshit stuff is just like, not today, and just slaps it across the face. The creature sprawls off to the side, falling completely limp, unconscious, and also then dead, because they don't really have an unconscious stage, and the creature falls. And then you look around you for a moment. Everything's still kind of spiraling around you in this strange space. You see that portal before you remains open, and the cube in the middle of the room stands where the feet of this creature had been. What do you do?
Look, I don't have mage hand or anything, so I think I'm gonna let somebody else deal with that cube.
As you all have a moment to kind of recover and just kind of like take in the battle, you see another claw reaches out from the portal.
No.
Just
I'm
slowly.
Gonna-
I'm gonna run over to the cube and see if I can bop it closed.
Oh my
Is
god.
there an off switch?
So as you look at the cube, you see that it has those 6 sides. Again, as you saw from, or what you knew, 4 of those sides were meant to be inactivated, but there is on the 3rd, so one of the 4 is in this different room that looks to be new and is glowing brightly. You walk up and you bop it like a bop it machine.
Twist it.
Maybe don't twist it, that might not work. But seeing the one light coming from that side of the cube you hit it. And with that, as quickly as the portal had appeared before you, it disappears. And with it, the platform that you're standing on also stops moving. You yourselves are 80 feet in the air on a floating, levitating platform that now isn't moving. And it starts to slowly descend until quickly picking up speed as it heads directly for the ground.
I'm gonna jump at the last second like I'm in an.
I'm also going to jump at least 60 feet in the air because I've got my ring of feather falling, baby.
Oh, damn. All right. Anyone else?
Asphyxia is just going to, because Faye's next to her, is just going to grab her and just dimension door to the ground.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think Dimension Door is like 120 feet or something. No, it's 500? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
to,
right.
like, to the ground, like a little bit away, so that when everything hits the ground, they're not going to be hit by rubble.
Sure, that's what you both do. You will use your Ring of Weather Falling.
Slow fall as well. So Ring of Feather Falling, and I'm just kind of alongside Gwendolyn. I like to feel like as I float alongside her, I give her a little wink.
Yeah.
Dang.
Damn.
It is at this point also that you see the creature alongside you. As this all begins to fall, you've just blinked out and the creature has just fallen. A whirlwind of flame erupts around the creature. And then it explodes. So, firstly, let me roll this first. Hang on, holy shit, I've got so much to roll right now.
Another part of the Hexblade curse is when it dies, I gain 17 health back. So my health
Holy
is
shit, nice. Can each of you, except for Asphyxia and Faye, make me a dexterity saving throw?
So I'm assuming this is something I can see.
That is correct.
Okay.
Because my fiend is on the platform as well. I don't know if this is possible for it, but can it just like, it can teleport after it attacks something? Can it just like punch a rock and then?
I mean, this is kind of instantaneous, but
I
don't
meant
know.
as for the falling. This
Oh,
wasn't a
right.
reaction to-
Yeah. I mean, if it knows that's coming, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's a much shorter one, so it would still be in range for the fire.
Yeah.
Not the fall damage.
I'm with you. So how did everyone go for a dex sorry?
21.
11. I'm the monk.
That's a saving throw, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you've just failed.
Yeah.
You can re-roll that if you're within 30 feet of me. I don't think we've fallen fast enough that you would not be within 30 feet of me yet.
No. Also, falling is very slow. Just so you know, in terms of combat. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
They did the maths. It's like one round is like 10 feet or something ridiculous. Or 30 feet. I think that's roughly about right.
Cool. So that makes it a 22.
22?
I've got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Because until I take some damage and lose concentration, I have advantage on all saving throws. My other one was at 2.
Yikes.
It was 20 for the fiend.
Sure. How did Vin go?
I got a 9.
Love that for you. Alrighty, Rooty. So, as the
Can I
fire
save one
erupts
person? I'm so
around
sorry.
you, and it moves everywhere around you, kind of exploding like a fireball around it. Anyone who got lower than a 20 takes 70 fire damage. Half to 35 because you have potions of fire resistance. Anyone who failed takes half, so technically you take a quarter, which is 17. 17. Sick. Fire damage.
Wait, are you saying that if someone fails, they take less damage?
No. Sorry, I meant
past.
I'm saying it from my
Yeah.
perspective that you failed because you succeeded. Does that make sense?
Right.
No,
I genuinely
you failed. We succeeded.
So, like, if we're over a 20, we take half
Yes.
of that. Okay.
You take less damage when you get past 20. I actually was reading this and I was like, you take that amount on a failed save and then half as much on a successful one. I'm like, but that's not. I'm like, wait, hang on. It's not about me. But yes, so 17 for those who got above a 20, 35 for those who got below, because all of you had your potions, so you're all good with that. But that
Just
does not
double
stop the falling.
checking. 20 was a pass. It
20 was a
under
pass,
20
correct.
Or was 20? Okay, cool.
And also anything within that room, any books or even any of the other bodies and things, just go up in flames. The whole
needed
thing
those
on
brains.
fire.
No.
Doesn't mean they're gone. They're just on fire.
What about the page that Squid has on her? Is that okay?
I mean, it's in a pocket.
She
It'll be
needs to
okay.
restore it.
Technically, it says it ignites things that aren't being worn or carried.
It's in a pocket.
So
Ah.
I think you're okay. Technically, plot armor.
So does that mean? I mean, I know it's small. We might not have seen it because this is all like happening over like 2 seconds. But the ring that the wizard,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the ring's still
Offered
there. The ring is still there.
It should survive a fire.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, okay.
And like even as the like fire goes over it, whatever, you see it doesn't really have much of an impact on it at all. But the platform does begin to fall still. Fae and Asphyxia well out of there. You both are doing your slow fall / feather fall thing. I looked that up without putting 5e because I always forget exactly what it is, because it's if it's 80 feet to the door, it's like okay, cool. It's not actually that much. I really don't understand fall damage because it really isn't that impactful.
I will, if I have time, because I know it's happening quickly, I will try and run and grab Squid and kind of like make me
Brace
hit
together.
first. 'Cause- well, yeah, I'm the meat shield. Like, I'm good.
I mean, you do still have to suffer the effects of the falling part, but
yeah,
I
but if it can
respect it.
shield them a little bit, I'll do it. So
I respect it.
I got hit points for days.
For 80 feet, you take 8d6 damage, which gets you a total of 26 bludgeoning damage. It's incredibly anticlimactic. Like, that's just how much it is. From an entire platform falling 80 feet in the air, you just take 26 damage. I only did marginally more with a whole fucking fireball. Am I upset? No, of course not. But that is the damage that you take. If you have your slow fall is reducing damage for 60 feet, I think you said.
We jumped off when it was about 60 feet, so that we would negate that 20 feet that.
Oh, was it
Like, so we're staying on the
60 feet or
platform and
60
then-
damage?
60 feet.
All my slow fall says is you can use your reaction when you fall to reduce any falling damage you take by 60. I think
Oh.
everything else I've read about slow fall is just like flavor text of, you know, you can do like slow, like matrix style time slows down, but it's just effectively reducing. As long as I would have taken less than 60 damage, I take no damage.
Oh, I've got a ring of feather falling. Is that what you're looking at? Because
No,
a ring
no,
of feather falling, you fall 60 feet, no damage. So I waited until there was about 60 feet below
I mean,
us, and
technically,
then-
technically, you should still take it, but I don't care because it's 2d6. That's like, what, fucking gonna be like 3 damage?
I'll
Knowing
bloody
my
do it
rolls.
anyway. Four.
Wow, such damage.
I'm so hurt.
You slightly like sprain an ankle or something when you land at the bottom.
I did so peacefully there.
But yes, mostly though, everyone appears to be fine, and you emerge at the bottom with the small cube in Squid's hand, having successfully gathered the thing that you were looking to do. Was there anything you wanted to do before you head back to the library?
I want to eat a slightly singed brain.
Sure. It is like it is cooked. It's just like slightly roasted, maybe a little rare. You all get to witness this too.
Asphyxia is going to go get Gwendolyn because they laughed at the guy getting squished, and she's gonna take her with her over, and she's gonna cast Speak with Dead on the dead wizard, not ask any questions, but use the 5 questions worth just to laugh at him.
So the smushed body of this wizard just stands up, prepared to answer questions, completely dead-faced, just like, yes, I am at your service, as you're all just like,
Yeah, so it's until the spell ends, you can ask the corpse up to 5 questions. So it would just be like things like, "Why did you ever think that would work, you idiot?" And like just really condescending questions, and just laugh at it.
and he's like trying to respond. Like, it's obviously a rhetorical question, but the spell has compelled him to attempt to answer, and you're just absolutely taking the piss.
Yeah.
I adore
And
that.
then, yeah, after a minute, her terrifying form fades as well. But she's just gonna like reach out to her fiend. She's gonna be like, "Lily, carry me," and then her like fiend's going to carry her back to the horses.
Cute. But yeah, the ring still remains as well.
I'll take it.
Sure.
I'm not gonna wear it. I'm just gonna like
Oh.
put it.
No one
put it
asked
in
if
a-
you were gonna wear it.
No, well, you know, if anyone wants to try and wear it, they're welcome to try and get it. So
This is the
anything
real
else?
boss fight.
Yeah. Is there anything else worth taking around here?
A lot of the stuff has been kind of destroyed in the
Hmm.
fire. You get the feeling that anything kind of significant worth is gone, but is there anything in particular that would be interesting to you, I guess?
Man, just like weird wizard shit.
There's probably like,
Money is
yeah,
always good.
like
I'll take his money if he's got any.
there'd be like a like kind of melty pile of money somewhere that's like, it's mostly discernible. You just have to heat it up a little again and it'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Hey, gold's gold.
Yeah. You definitely find things like that. Lots of gems and like general like spell components and things around the place. Plenty of that to find, like pouches and pouches of the stuff. Yeah, maybe some spell books that would have been helpful if they weren't now ashes. But yeah. That is essentially, unless there's anything specifically that anyone wants to do.
there's no bones that are unsinged.
That are unsinged.
Yeah, like any bones that are like intact.
I
enough.
mean, technically, if you dig far enough under the skin, there's probably plenty.
I mean, like if they're charred, like wouldn't like. I can't say. I
Not
haven't
necessarily.
blended
It
with
was
the
like a
person.
flash heat. So it might not have necessarily done anything to the bones underneath.
I'm gonna take one of the wizard's bones.
Sure. You
I'm gonna
certainly
take his
can do that.
femur. It's mine now.
Love that. You're just sitting there cracking bones, and Squid sitting there eating brains, and Faye's off like collecting gold, and Asphyxia is running around with like this creepy form laughing at dead people with Gwendolyn. And Isadora, you get to witness all of this.
I'm just sitting up on my horse, kind of like sideways, dangling my little legs, like just waiting for them to finish having their fun so we can head back to the actual important thing, which is returning the item.
Right, perfect. So then, having completed what you came here to do with the cube in hand, you head back to the Animus Hall to return the cube for your reward. And for the purposes of this one shot, that is where we'll leave it.
No, it's not. What's a reward? I know it doesn't matter, but you have to tell me.
I mean, your reward's just gonna be gold. Do you really want to know how much gold you get?
Just say it.
Yes, say it. I just don't remember in the terms and conditions what we were being paid, and I was like, maybe there'll be a trinket.
You signed a terms and conditions without reading how much your pay was gonna be?
I mean, I live in the library.
Our
so
characters
I
would
assume
know
they're not gonna
that
find
we
me.
don't know.
Fine. Once you've successfully handed it over, you all get... Any number I say is not going to feel like enough now.
Then
we
say
accept
even
it.
more. Say more than you ever would.
Gee, with the
Doesn't
mana.
matter. It's a one shot. It doesn't matter. You could give us all the money. Give us 300 platinum each.
I mean, I was going to go
I'm-
with 150 platinum, but...
My fee is high.
We are going to respectfully ask for danger pay. Nobody told us that there would be demons.
So the other part of being a library hunter, and this can be something that you look into for future ones as well, is that the library, while offering a money reward, will also offer you essentially free resources to research anything that you need to. So if there are things that you need to look into for your pass and things like that, that is something that they offer to you complimentary. Any magical items that you need to use or purpose or search someone down or anything like that is free for you to use. On top of the gold part of it, like the money part of it. So, yes. But that is now it. Are we happy with our reward? Is that good?
Acceptable.
Okay.
We're just lying in a pile of gold, just all tentacles. Like,
all right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was really, really fun to do something different and fun and cool. I'm BurrowsRed. I'm the Dungeon Master for tonight. I'm also going to take off these glasses because they hurt my brain. I don't know how people actually wear glasses.
Some of us have to.
I know, but like, I was just saying.
I get what you mean, the pressure, having the arms
yeah.
press against your head.
Not it. Anyway, before everyone eats me, tonight we had the wonderful players with us. Ven, played by Friendoboi.
Hello, yes, I am Friendoboi. I played Ben, the why can't I say that word? Path of the Beast Barbarian. The bone thing was not something I planned. I just did it, but I'm glad I did, because now I got a femur javelin. Hell yeah, dude. There's a world anvil with stuff about the world, and if I get my shit together, there'll be stuff added to it in the next couple of weeks before book club comes back. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you all had a nice holiday break. Hooray! Yay! Thanks for being here. Mel.
Me. I am just adding things to my notes, and I've just realized that I can't at the moment remember what the cat people in D&D are called, so I've melted a little bit, I think. It's humid.
It is.
It's humid. But I am Lofson. I am a streamer and a cosplayer. I do things on the internet, including being a squid. I'm a squid. I very rarely kill things, so I'm very pleased with myself. I usually don't get like the murder blow, and I think it's happened like twice in the past couple of months, and I think literally never before that. But yeah, you can find me on the internet doing stuff and things. And this was fun, and I know that like I keep my one-shot characters and I use them in other one-shots, so I don't know. Bully someone into doing a one-shot so I can be a squid again.
Please.
Very rich squid. I also don't have the luxury of taking off my glasses at the end of a session, so Next!
Yeah, I'm never gonna hear the end of that one.
Yeah, you're not. Hi guys, I'm Nicole. I've been Isadora. She was very fun to play. She was intended to be taken a bit more seriously than she actually was, but then she immediately got bullied by a bunch of older girls, which is just my life story. So cool. That was awesome. And you can catch me on this channel on Sunday afternoons with the Chocolatiers. That's pretty much the only other place that I exist on the internet. So look forward to seeing you there. Or whenever we do one of these again, which will hopefully be soon. Next person.
It's me! I'm PastelSparkles. Today I played Gwendolyn, the fallen Aasimar Hexblade Warlock. Very fun. I was so terrified of playing a Warlock because I'm not very good at casters. But here we are. I picked a half caster just so I could use a sword again. No, I had such a good time. I'm so glad that we did this. Other than here on Tuesday nights for the book club, you can catch me on my stream. I'm also on the internet being a wanker most nights. And yeah, under PastelSparkles. Okay, I think that's all I have to say.
Hello and goodbye. I'm Jimmy or Cat. I was playing Faye, who I love very much, and it was fun to be gay. Why not again with Ali? I'm actually going to be on the channel for a bit. I'm taking a break. This is my last thing that I'm doing. And I'll be back at some point when my brain is in a better spot. But yeah, I'm taking a bit of a break. So it's been very fun to hang out with everyone and have a good time and just do like silly one-shot stuff. It was very cool and I enjoyed it. And I will miss you all, but I will see you again at some point. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out and goodbye.
And I'm Ellie or Alishiera. I played Asphyxia, who was just such a bitch. After bullying a very nice party member, she got someone else to also bully a dead person with her. So that was great. But yeah, it was immense fun just being super edgy and bitchy, just all in a beautifully contained little story.
I love that for you. All right. I was the DM. That's all I have to really add to that. Just a reminder for everyone out there, this is actually canon one-shot. So that means that the events that happened in this session actually also happen in the book club campaign as well. So book club campaign runs on Tuesdays and we have the Chocolatiers on Sunday as well. So we have some good stuff going on as well. I am intending on running more of these in the future, also different types of one-shots as well, but I am very sure that everyone is very tired of my face, so eventually we'll look into getting some other people to sit in this seat. Also, I'm kind of also saying that because I would just really like to be a player sometimes, guys, alright? You know, like...
But we'd still be seeing your face for that, so you can't
Yeah,
use that as an excuse.
exactly.
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, but in this seat, in this seat, in this one.
Get loved, idiot.
Stupid.
We appreciated you, fool.
I feel like that dead guy. Anyway, we're gonna go and say hello to GM Workshop, who is doing a choose your own adventure. I'm not entirely sure how it works, except that it looks like it's like voting to what you do next, which seems like a lot of fun. So we're gonna go say hello to that. We will be back this Sunday for more Chocolatiers. We're actually taking next week off of book club, and we're back the week after that, which is the 18th.
Yep.
The 18th of January. So we'll be back with those as well. If you need to catch up with anything that we do in our campaigns, they're all on YouTube. I'm very good at that. These also go on YouTube too, so you can watch these if you want to, you know? If you just couldn't get enough today, you're like, fuck man, I really want to watch it again. You can do that.
And in short form on our TikTok.
Yes, we just got ourselves a TikTok. And Mel and I were scheming together and we were like, you know what we should do? One of those things with a very specific sound. I literally just sent a bunch of do-do-do-do-doos and Mel knew what song I was talking about.
Like, I spend a lot of time on TikTok.
So it was very fun. Yeah, and I'll try not to get copyright striked again. Anyway, let's go. 2GM workshop. Appreciate your faces. Thank you so much for everyone for joining us today. Thank you very, very much to our players. Please go and check them out in every way that you possibly can because they're wonderful. And that's it, really. Appreciate your face. Thank you so much. And I can't see you next Tuesday because we won't be here next Tuesday, but see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.